Hi,
That was
everybody.
the third
Hello.
time this
Hi.
week that happened. Can you believe that?
I can't.
No,
The
I
odds.
cannot.
What are even the odds?
I know. I
Oh,
know.
I can't believe it.
Hi, everybody, and welcome
Hi,
to
guys.
the Welcome In.
Are we
Sorry,
live?
guys.
We are live.
Oops.
All right, guys. So, here we go. Welcome, as always. A few quick announcements, and then we'll get right into things. The first being that we are currently supporting and requesting that folks, rather than spending money on us and the channel, spend their hard-earned money by donating to Black Lives Matter's charities and movements. There is a big yellow donate button at the bottom of the page. And clicking on that will take you to a list of charities. Just check on the charities that you're donating to. Make sure that you know morally that's what you align with and all those kinds of things. But go ahead and click on that. Also, just a quick happy day after Juneteenth. We did a big happy Juneteenth yesterday, but, we recognize that as a holiday. It's a holiday in the state I come from, and hopefully will one day be recognized for its importance at a national level. So happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Happy Juneteenth.
Woo!
Good day.
Juneteenth, y'all.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay, so I'm going to go over our schedule for the next week. So we don't have anything tomorrow. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to take a break. On Monday, the 22nd, we will be back with Highlight Heroes. It'll be me, Josh, and Button painting minis, hanging out, talking about stuff at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then we have Friday, Rolling Tides, again at their normal time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll be back here. This is our new time. Unless something crazy happens, we will be here at 6 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. And then we have our second episode of Cosplay Ground on Sunday the 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So Josh will be DMing. So thank him for me. I just keep dragging him into places. It will be me and a couple of my friends. There's Lexi the First, Hendo Art, and Lost Girl Mikachu. It'll be super cool. It'll be a lot of fun. You guys can come hang out with us and see those cosplay reveals. But that's our next week programming, guys.
I'm dragging them into Dwarven Ruins. So
I'm
you
so excited.
know it's gonna be good.
His favorite terrain.
Oh no.
This is my favorite terrain as a ranger. It's gonna be amazing. Get out of here, Sean.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Oh my God.
with that, Sean, you want to talk about the Discord really quick?
Yeah, I wasn't muted. We have a Discord for our subscribers to the channel. The instructions to log in are in the chat. You can do it through mobile as long as you go through a desktop version of Discord. Other than that, those should be good to go. Come in there. We've got a bunch of someone in our other campaigns actually starting to run games for our subscribers. So Zot, the DM of last night's campaign, is running games for people who, are in that server. So if you'd like to play with some of us, possibly, or some of the rest of the community, go ahead and jump in there and start talking to people.
Heck
Love that.
yes.
There's good people in there.
Yeah.
Really
What's
good
going
people.
on?
Always
Are
active.
little insider things on the campaigns and on the characters. It's a good spot to be. Good spot
There's
to be.
maps and things.
There's maps and things.
That's so nice.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, without further ado, we're heading back into the adventures of the Conundrum Company after a 2-week break. But our characters haven't had a 2-week break. They've, in fact, had just a long rest, and that's
Oh,
it.
yay!
Cool.
They
That's good
had
enough for me.
finished the night out as a part of a party among the lizard folk, who is a fairly kind of formal event as far as the lizard folk go. The queen made an appearance, Demi performed, strange wine was had, and this was all accumulation of the party's efforts among the lizard folk population to curry and gain their favor. You see, the party had been sent to check out why the lizard folk were purchasing weapons off of smugglers by the town of Saltmarsh. They traveled out to Lizard Folk Lair, basically facing some very serious dangers. Terrible giant alligator in the Dunwater River, strange frog people that made magical songs and challenged them all to combat. and interpersonal relationships before they finally made their way to the lizard folk lair. They spent a couple hours kind of scouting the space, but eventually made their way in and immediately surrendered to the guard. They were brought before the queen, and the queen began explaining that the lizard folk had been chased from their traditional home by the Swagan, a terrifying threat from deep beneath the seas. The Swagan had chased them from their home, and the lizard folk, in turn, were organizing here and forming allyships with folks like the Coalinth and the Lakatha, other undersea races, in an attempt to combat the Swagan threat and get their home back. They spoke with the party, and the party asked how they could help and how Saltmarsh might help. And before trusting them further, the queen asked them to complete some challenges to gain their people's favor. And with that, the party now arises in a small sleeping area, kind of off from between the, arise! Off to the side in these caverns. Nothing particularly fancy, pallets with straw upon them, some leathers and furs for sleeping and warmth. You're fairly deep underground here. It's kind of cold and damp, but nothing terrible. And as you kind of awaken for the morning, you've been told that in a few hours the queen will address you all in regards to the final decision of the population of the lizard folk. And that's where I hand it off to you all.
I awaken.
It seems to be cold and damp in here, if I'm being honest. Like we're underground very deep.
Good
I
morning.
really like it. This is my jam.
I don't know why we're saying what we're... All right. So,
More than hungry.
okay. No. Good morning, everyone. So we have a couple hours. Does anyone have anything they want to do? I don't know if there's any point in us addressing other people. I mean, we all talked to different people last night. How did everyone feel?
How to say hello and thank you. And people seemed relatively receptive to that. But that was about the extent of my conversations. I also feel like I conversed through the language of dance, which is universal, and that went okay too.
Yep, we did do that.
I forgot about that.
Well, yep, we all danced. Morton was particularly good with his jazz hands and his strange two-step. So, yes.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right. So,
Well, I mean, from my conversations, it seemed like everybody but the shamans, I guess that's what they are, they seem to like us, but shamans just seem close-minded, if that makes sense.
they're also, the ambassador said that they're the ones that would know anything about Arcane, so
Yeah.
probably don't
Yeah.
piss them off either.
Yeah.
Well, it's unfortunate. I feel like we've done pretty much all we can do, and the Queen did say that we, even if we, weren't trusted to go back and forth, we weren't gonna, immediately be killed or anything, so we don't have to worry about
Oh,
that.
that's really nice.
I was
'cause-
just, hoping worst case
Yeah, I
scenario.
thought about that. They gave us our weapons and they didn't take them back, which is good, but I didn't want to use them.
No, me either. These people seem very nice. Which is unfortunate.
It's good that we were able to help, though.
True.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Demi slayed a beast. You're like a knight.
I did the final thing. Yes.
Like
that
a
was
knight.
true.
Just like
Not
the
a-
knights.
Not exactly like... Have you ever even heard a story of a
Hmm?
knight, Morton?
Do you know what a knight is,
What?
Morton?
They're long and dark, full of stars.
Oh! Nope, that's... Yep.
Morton?
Although that's very poetic, and I'm glad you think I am like that, so it's fine.
You were that alligator's final night.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask. I was very confused about this. But that
That's
actually
really beautiful.
So cute, though.
makes sense in a weird way.
So cute. Alright, so does anyone have
Demi,
anyone they want to go see?
Final night. That's what they'll call it.
I
Actually, Kenny,
prefer
that's a pretty good name
Siren.
for a performance.
Siren of the Fallen Stars is usually what I go for, but that was very nice.
What?
Mic drop. Mic drop.
Stars.
That's
That
what
works too, I
I
guess.
went for before the whole name thing was a little easier. So, yes. Well, maybe I'll go back to it if the claw wine thing keeps showing up. So. Just won't tell
Demi,
you
the
what my
murderer of people who drink claw wine.
As you're all kind of having this
It's worse
riveting
than
conversation, there is a door on this like guest chambers, and it's just kind of like a hung up big piece of a series of driftwood kind of nailed together and hinged up into the stone, and you just kind of hear a hello, are you in there? And you hear the ambassador Swariv just calling in for you.
Hello.
Howdy.
We're up.
Are you ready to see the Queen?
I fully believe that we could spend hours talking, so this is believable.
You have some time, but you know,
No, this is fine.
if there's anything else you want to do, there is time to do it. If you want to go around the town or not, but you know,
I'm fine. Does anybody want to do that, or do we want to go see the Queen?
I got my bag, so I'm good.
Would say hello and thank you to every single person if they walked around, but I don't think we have to.
Okay. So maybe on the way.
So as you make your way kind of through with Swara following you, it's not a short or a long walk, but you do, Peach, have a few lizard folks walk past you, going about various tasks, and you kind of say hello. Some of them are receptive, others are confused, as you make your way.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello. It's good to see you. You don't get the
What does
last
that
part. Yeah, you don't. You just get hello, and then it's like.
Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too.
Oh, are you confused? Is this
It's-
did this happen while I was gone? Like, this is... What's happening? Okay.
What's going on?
You can tell we've had a week off. So as we make our way into the royal, we're like, God, that's how play D&D? What? I'm on my way.
I rolled initiative.
Hi, Sassy.
What's going on?
So as you make your way into you're led by Ambassador Swariv into kind of the royal chambers, which you're familiar with. You see that a new placard space has kind of been prepared for Thousand Teeth's head. It's not quite up on the wall yet. It's probably being taxidermied by somebody over where the hunting and leatherworking is done. But yes, Sassy is here, everybody. She's made her
I'm
random
so-
errands.
Kitty.
Glad.
As
She's my favorite.
she's good kitty.
She's our in-cat.
As they kind of the queen is already seated. You see the kids are actually over. The two children you had seen before are in one corner playing with some sticks, doing something. You're not quite certain what it is. Not a familiar game. There's maybe a turtle shell that's being smacked back and forth between them, upturned.
They're playing
Hockey.
As you
They're playing hockey. Blizzard Folk invented hockey, confirmed.
Cannon.
and as you
Turtle cooking.
it's very familiar to Morton. His people also play it. No, as you make your way in there are a number of individuals spotted or positioned about the room. You see the large individual with the shark jaw shoulder pauldron that you recall as the leader of the military faction. You see several shamans, including the one with the nasal piercing, that is the bone with the chain hanging from it. You see... You see the one, and you see Swariv takes up a position, and then there's just a few other kind of courtiers and members of the court about. It's not insanely busy. You feel like kind of the key figures are here, the individuals that you've interacted with. So as you kind of make your way in, the queen gives you all a nod and ushers you forward into the room. She says, I have had much time to deliberate your request. You have done right by our people. Most of the population is impressed with your deeds. Killing Thousand Teeth is impressive, and not something that we were able to do on our own. I have yet to persuade our allies. Sassy. There's a little lizard on the queen's lap now that like is like this little lap lizard, and it keeps like nuzzling, and she's like, no, come, okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Good pet. This very sweet, loving
Some
lizard.
lizard called Hissy.
Yeah, the lizard's name is Hissy the lizard. Jesus. And so she says, you have done well by our people. You were, I apologize, pets. You were did not speak to our allies, so I will speak with them on your behalf. The only other faction are religious leaders who are opposed to your involvement. However, we have decided the ambassador, our soldiers, our general population, and myself have all agreed that we will accept the aid you offer on behalf of the people of Saltmarsh. We will send Ambassador Swariev with you to speak to your leaders.
Demi's face is much better composed than Parker's face.
Does this sound agreeable to you all?
Yes. I see why not. Your ambassador talking to those who hired us sounds perfectly fine to me. If it's not too much to ask, I mean no disrespect, what exactly is the hesitance of the shamans to trust us?
We have never needed outside help before. We have our own gods and our own protections. You are land dwellers, and when you do travel the seas, you travel them in these large... Again, generally speaking, I am aware of your constitution, but generally speaking, you travel on these large wooden vessels, clumsy, difficult to maneuver, unable to travel under the sea. Their thoughts are that you are of very little help and possibly a negative influence upon our people. I beg to differ.
Well, I will tell you, I don't think that the four of us can really speak for the entirety of land dwellers. Some of us are absolutely not nice. But, you know, would be ill-advised to judge one person on the acts of few.
Well, Commander Swariev understands the problems that we face. Are there any questions that we can answer for you?
Well, if the ambassador knows pretty much what you need terms-wise, then I don't think so. We'll take him safely to Saltmarsh, where he can talk to the council there. Unfortunately, we can't really negotiate much. This was just a reconnaissance thing for us that may turn into a wonderful partnership. We do not know how much we will be personally involved.
kind of Swarov steps forward. It would be my honor, Your Highness, to return to the land folk and speak on our behalf. I'm certain that without the weapons coming in that we've expected, we'll need their help.
Yes. We do have those. So, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure, but if these, the name is escaping me, shark people are an issue, then I am certain that they will become an issue for those of us with our silly little boats as well.
Very good. Then, it is settled. Take care of Swarov.
Of course.
She kind of looks to him, gives him a nod, and he kind of gives her a bit of a smile and a nod. You see there's somewhat of a bond there.
Adorable.
If that is all, then you are free to go. We can provide travel down the coast if needed.
No, we'll be fine. We left a boat actually on the shore, so we wouldn't want to leave that. So if he doesn't mind, Ambassador, we'll just walk to our boat and take it back across.
Oh, I haven't been for a walk in some time, so this is going to be jolly good.
I will protect him with everything I have. That's not true. That is true. Actually, it would be very helpful if you could get us across the Dunwater, and that's as far as we'll need help. We did swim like on the back of a giant alligator. Regular alligator got eaten by a giant alligator.
Thank you.
This
You're welcome.
can be managed without Thousand Teeth trolling those waters. It will be
Perfect.
a simpler matter.
Perfect. Yes, if you could just get us across the Dunwater, then we will walk to our boat and go on from there.
Excellent. Is there anything else that we can do for you?
No, I think that's it. Now from here on, it's what we can do for you.
Very good.
Yes.
She kind of sits back in her throne, gives you a nod and Swarov. All right, well, let's go.
You packed? Do you have everything you need?
Oh my gosh, we're being raided by Youth Pastor Ryan. Youth Pastor Ryan,
Hey,
thank you for the raid.
Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our D&D channel.
Hi,
Welcome to the
guys.
stream.
Also, I'm
Welcome.
Josh. Sean's misbehaving.
Sean, what are you doing, Sean?
entire time.
I've done literally nothing wrong this whole time.
You've been making so many maintenance.
No.
my God.
An
Oh
angel.
my gosh.
All right,
Okay.
so with
I'm
that,
just an angel.
you are led out of the lizard folk lair. Ambassador Swarov follows you along. Kind of, he's a little slower. He's a little frail. It's not really something that he traveled in his youth, but you get the feeling now that his years are catching up to him. And it's a little taxing on him, even as you make your way. They lead you out the exit with all of the lizards, that kind of muddy bog. You actually see Jonk is there, hollering at one of the lizards, it's like got a burr in its paw, and he's got its paw, and it keeps snapping at him, and he's like, no, come on now, leave Jonk alone. It is not good to bite me, silly lizard. And he pulls it out, and there's like but as you make your way through.
Zal just looks at Demi at that point, is like, yep, that's just his attitude all the time. Okay, cool. Yep. He's doing the same thing as yesterday.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
not wasting a spell on that, so I
Good.
believe you.
Smart.
Yeah,
And just
Bad
quickly.
enough when I can't understand it.
It is just a lot of noise to most of you as you make your way out into the main further. A few guards are sent along with you. and you see, as you're kind of walking along, being a little slow with Swarv, a few other individuals kind of catch up to you, and they're carrying these long boats. They're these large single pieces of log that have been carved out and hollowed, and there's lots of intricate patterning carved into the length of these vessels. There are oars, and there's big hefty lizard folk that are kind of carrying, and as they kind of catch up to you jogging, they slow down, kind of look to Swarv and the guards, who kind of nod as you make your way back across the bog. Let's just roll for a little bit of treachery to see. This is still a rather savage land for you all to traverse.
Yes, roll for treachery, everyone.
Yes, roll for treachery! Prepare!
You're not going to roll for treachery?
Okay. Can I have everybody do... Are any of you helping or aiding the lizard folk?
Me.
All right, Morton.
I am.
Peach is going to bend down to Ambassador Swarv and say, I mean... No disrespect if you don't need it, but if you would like a piggyback ride,
What are they saying? Oh wait, he speaks common. Never mind. Sorry. A piggyback ride? What is? There's no pigs. I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't see any either. It's free.
In this instance, I'm the pig, and they're gonna crouch down. You would hold on, and then I'd hold on to your legs, and then you wouldn't have to walk.
This is normal among your people?
Depending.
Yeah.
What you qualify as normal.
All right, well, I'm not going to argue with culture. The world is a diverse place. And he kind of like... Oh, sorry, I punched the mic. He kind of hops up. He kind of scrabbles up on... You're in combat with Swarv now. This old lizard folk man. So he climbs up. You now have this, and he's quite light. He's very there's muscle there, but it's very like there's not a lot of weight to him. His bones are pretty brittle, and he kind of wraps his arms around you. There is some weight from the satchel of books and odd belongings that he had collected on the way out, but you've got a lizard folk ambassador ancient now riding atop your back as you carrying. This motley crew kind of makes your way through the swamps. Morton, how are you aiding the lizard folk in your traversal?
As they're going like through. You mean like to traverse the wilderness?
Yeah, and you're following the roads, but I'm assuming so. The lizard's folk intent is to take you straight to the river, the nearest cut, and across. Yeah. So there's still some, you've gotten road most of the way, or pathway, those winding pathways that cut through the swamp, but following along the swamp, keeping an eye out for pit traps or, bogs, things like that.
I'm keeping an eye out for that, and also, I'm pretty sure it's everyone within the radius. I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on the entire group that's helping us move through.
It is, it's a full radius, yeah. I think is it 10 feet or 30 feet?
It's 30 feet.
It's 30 feet?
But let me just double check. Send it on me.
Absolutely, yeah. Mama Mindy. You just send us a PM and we'll get you that email. It's Nova Killing's creation. Sorry.
Each creature within 30 feet.
Each creature within... Okay, so if you guys can roll stealth, then I'll roll a stealth check. We'll assume that you're kind of advising that we move cautiously and quietly, and they totally get that. The lizard folk kind of...
Basically, most of the reason I cast Pass Without a Trace is because the way Morton's works is it like heals the environment as we trudge through it.
That's right.
So it's almost like I don't want to hurt the environment we're basically running through.
So you're like cleaning up your tracks, but that also means like mending snapped branches, and you do see as you kind of glance behind you. There is you're a big party, and this is a fairly fragile ecosystem in some ways. It's not used to a lot of outside factors, so it kind of you see branches coming back to life, kind of binding back together. You see the divot that you're leaving that's filling with this marshy mud begins to kind of raise back up behind you, and as you travel through the marsh. Go ahead and roll survival for me, Morton.
Okay, I'd love to. 9.
Okay. Okay, actually.
What does that do for you?
Yes.
Treachery,
Josh.
I'm sure.
As
Is that equal to treachery?
Yeah, where's that treachery table now?
let me pull up a thing I need here. One moment.
Oh, shit, you
No.
actually
What
can.
did you do?
As
No.
you are proceeding down the trail, you think you're following the same trail that you're following, but it's somewhat complex and difficult.
I don't think so.
And as you kind of make your way, there's a group with one of the large long kayaks walking just to the right of you, Morton.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And as they step, you kind of watch their height just abruptly change from kind of this towering 6-foot figure to about 4 feet as they sink into a bog pit. Well, not compared to you, but
6
a bog pit that immediately kind of suctions them up to their lower chest. As they begin to sink into this pit, the kayak kind of shudders and he lets out a sort of yelp, tossing it to the side. And now this...
Is it one person?
It is one individual. They were far enough apart and off to the side. The rest of you did not step into it. But this lizard folk is falling. Or sinking.
Lightning lure. Lightning lure.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna pull him back out. Then I'll heal him.
There's a DC on that, right?
That close?
Yes.
Alright,
As
so good then.
he does lightning lure, I also prepare thorn whip because that's what I was about to do.
Okay. So, okay.
I just have to be within 15 feet. which
15
I
feet,
assume-
it hits, but then
Yeah,
he has to make a
basically.
DC to be pulled into you, correct? He has to fail a check to be pulled into.
Yeah, it's a strength check.
Okay. So he doesn't know what you guys can
14.
do. So he is going to resist. He doesn't know that you're just... He begins to sink and you instantaneously kind of... This arc of lightning whoosh, and wraps around him and he kind of fights against it for a moment. He fails. You
Great.
pull him in. However, he is going to now take damage from the effects of the spell. So I need you to
Yeah,
go
guys.
ahead and roll that damage. As you pull him quite easily out of this bog with a... And you see this lightning kind of reel him back in as he kind of... lands next to you. And then there's a... As 2 points
2
of damage.
damage. And I just kind of pat him on the shoulder as you see that Zal's eyes glow again. And in Draconic, he says, "There you go, you're fine." And I'm going to heal him with one of my D6s.
Oh, that was... And he's taking a minute to get his bearings and try to figure out what the hell just happened. Because this was in an instant. You kind
I
of,
literally healed
yeah.
him for 2 damage, by the way.
Perfect. He's like touching, there's like this kind of almost like electric burn mark, and it just kind of vanishes as you heal him. And he
Yeah.
just, oh, thank you. I am used to traveling, but sometimes those bog pits are very hard to see.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Thanks to Morton, you missed every single one on the way in. But this time
Yeah.
around.
Morty, baby.
Okay.
I'm gonna help.
He kind of takes a breather for a minute as you guys all kind of get things together, and then he retrieves his kayak. You quite quickly and effectively remedied that problem. So, he picks up his kayak, and you guys continue to proceed the rest of the way to the Dunwater River. It
Yay.
quickly comes into view. The large sprawl. It is wider here, about 200 feet again. It's not quite the 300 feet size and scale that you saw early on. It's kind of between where you fought Thousand Teeth and where you initially saw the river. And the lizard folk, without much fanfare, immediately begin getting the kayaks in to the water and ready for you all to board. Svarv kind of says to BJ, you could put me down now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Whoop.
How many kayaks and how many people can go in each?
So these are pretty long kayaks, the way they're designed. There's 3 of them. And then you could probably fit about 4 people in each, plus the individuals rowing them. There's one at the
okay.
front and the back with these oars that are basically these very long, wide paddles with just a short handle near the top.
They brought one for each of us plus Swarev.
What? Boat-wise?
Did they bring, how many did they bring? Like 3 or 4?
Well, you have the guards with you as well. So they bought 3.
Gotcha.
And so there's a few guards and things like that, and they weren't sure how you were going to proceed. So
Cool. Getting in the boat.
Right.
Peach is gonna lift Swarev into one of the boats and then climb in after.
Oh!
Morton actually laughs at the sound he makes.
Oh.
Ew.
And I get in another boat.
Okay.
I don't want to grab
I
that
guess I'll get in a different one. I'll go with. Where are you going, Morton? Are you with Peach or
I
no?
look at the water, then back at the boat,
No,
back at the water,
no.
then back at the boat.
I'll go with more. Never mind.
I got one of the boats.
Oh, but okay. So
I'm
you
gonna get in
climb.
with Peach, I guess.
You climb into the boats.
The ambassador.
And again, kind of, I'm gonna have you all make acrobatics checks as you attempt to get
What?
into these.
Oh, okay.
They're
Oh,
they're not
not good.
vessels that you're familiar with, Demi. These are very narrow boats
Okay.
that rock as you kind of step into them.
That would be a 10.
A 10, okay,
12.
okay,
15.
okay.
I do a standing back.
18.
I didn't
18.
even want to get in the boat.
So Zal and Morton quite easily kind of get into their boats. Peach, as you get in, you kind of set Swarev down and then hop in. And
I rolled
I
a
think,
12.
I
You
think
rolled a
Adam
12.
got an 8.
oh,
18.
18.
No, I got 18.
Oh, an
18, yeah.
18.
I was
Wow.
just
Oh, I see.
Zal and
Oh,
Zal and
okay.
Morton.
so
So
confused. I was like,
yeah, Peach. Don't worry, I got you. Peach, you kind of hop in, and it kind of rocks a little bit. Kind of grab the edge, lower yourself a little more slowly. Demi,
oh, no.
you're overly cautious, and as you kind of like put one foot out, it kind of drifts away a little bit. And one of the lizard folk kind of grabs the boat and pulls it back to the shore and offers you a hand. To
Yeah,
just
she takes it like a lady. She's totally fine with it. She's like, thanks.
lets you the rest of the way in before they quite easily, yes, very easily kind of get into these rowing boats. It's not a lot of effort for them to get you across the river. They are actually used to navigating the open seas to some extent with these kayaks as they kind of work their way across this slow-moving, gross river. Anything y'all want to do as you're crossing, or are you content just to leave it to the lizard folk?
I'm content.
I'm just,
She'll like, I don't know if it does that. She's just gonna shape water because that's what she does every time she's in water.
Okay.
Can I send Ashi like up in the air just to kind of be like a drone and watch out for anything, like any threats around us? Just doing like the drone business that people do on the YouTubes.
Yeah, the lizard, or the kind of serpentine-looking familiar that is Ashi the pseudo-dragon. Wings fold out, flaps up gracefully, and then off into the air, making circles. Are you looking through Ashi's eyes, or are you just asking Ashi to perceive and report back?
Yeah, like perceive, report back. If you see anything like moving towards us, let us know. Like that's how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff.
oh, go ahead.
So with Ashi, and I'll manage Demi in a second here as well with the move.
Okay.
Demi, your vessel gets a little bit ahead of everybody's else's.
Yeah, I
you've
just
got a
figured
little,
it was gonna push it.
little extra oomph there as it kind of glides through the water.
She's racing.
And one of the lizard folks are a little bit
She
like,
doesn't tell them either. She just like carefully puts one finger in the water. And
they're
just
like,
lets it.
and the other kayaks kind of are like, and they start to, it's almost like a matter of pride as they begin to like dig harder, but they can't really seem to keep up with you all as it turns into like this informal race. Ashi,
She's just like consistently casting.
All I imagine is
Thor
just
whip,
like
pull it both back.
like a speedboat. Like you see like a kayak and they're barely touching the water. And it's like going like a speedboat across the water. The other guy's just like
It's every
digging as
5
hard.
feet, so it's like boop, boop.
I also like to imagine that with Peach's armor, their boat's like this.
yeah, Peach is in the back and there's absolutely like a little sort of, as
swirling her finger in the water like a little motor. Just kidding.
as this little race begins, Bims, actually, there's these huge dragonflies in the air, winging in over the water, with large beating these 8 wings that kind of zip in and out. And not Bims, excuse me. Ashi gets a little bit distracted and kind of focuses on the dragonflies, and you see Ashi kind of swoop in and crunch, and there's just wings out of either side of his mouth and they kind of vanish down Ashi's gullet as he wings back around. He's not really seeming to see anything and doesn't report back to you as he occasionally snaps at the large dragonflies flitting in over the water. Morton.
Ashi, the ecosystem. It's delicate.
No! Butterfly effect, Ashi, no!
Dragonfly effect.
Hey, episode name, the Dragonfly
That's
Effect.
exactly what I was writing down.
Oh my god. No. I'm gonna put my staff in the water and ping out locate animals for crocodiles.
Okay. As you ping out, there's no checks that need, or is there a wisdom save that needs to be made? It's
There's
just
no save.
immediately. Okay,
It
perfect.
tells me
Thank you.
describe or
1,000
name
feet?
a specific kind of beast or plant. It basically just tells me if any of them are within 5 miles. Direction and distance of the closest creature.
Okay. As you kind of ping out into the water, this echolocation, as it bounces back to you, and you kind of get this feedback, there's so much life in this water. Huge fish that you're not familiar with. That, the water here, as you're in the middle of the river, is probably 50 to 60 feet deep in a river.
Ooh.
And you sense there's objects and things scattered all along the bottom of this. Rowboats that have been sunk, little kayaks, reeds, rocks, little caverns that lead off. There are alligators skirting at about 300 feet from you, 2 of them to the north, and maybe 1 or 2 along the shores to the south. Nothing threatening you at this moment, and you don't see anything kind of that immediately draws your attention as a threat.
Gotcha.
But definitely a lot of life in this water.
Good to know.
Okay. You successfully make your way across the Dunwater River. Much easier now, as the kayaks kind of... This side, there's a little sandy spot, and the kayaks kind of run up onto the beach, and you're able to offload everybody. Probably about 2 hours or so walk through the swamp to your boat, where you can then row back out to the sea.
Can I ask for clarity's sake, do the guards stop with us there, since we only told them we needed to get across the Dunwater?
So as it
Need help?
stands, they're waiting for your directive. They look to be ready to head back. They were kind of told to get you across the Dunwater.
Let's send him back.
Gotcha. I look and I go, thank you. We very much appreciate this. We will be back soon. We know where to go now. And thank you again.
Thank you. Hello.
All right. They kind of wave and begin getting back into the longboat. Make their way across. I'm going to have you all make one more survival check as you make your way back through the marshes to the coast.
Where's my survival?
Survival
We're all
checks.
making one.
All of us?
Whomever wants to can, if you're aiding each other or
Guidance.
leading. Morton guidances himself.
Himself.
Mm-hmm.
I still love apology guidance. That was my favorite.
That wore off, unfortunately.
How
I
many
know.
I did bad. 12.
Either. I got a
Oh.
13.
13.
Got a
The 4 on
4.
guidance.
4.
21!
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Zal, lead the way.
Apparently I'm good at guidance.
You mean
Or
survival?
I'm good at survival. I'm
Surviving.
tired. I said the
I'm
wrong
tired.
thing now.
As you kind of begin to make your way through, Morton's kind of taking the initial lead per what you've established, but Zal, you kind of step in next to him, and you point out just a few of those bog traps, which you're kind of aware of and cognizant of what that last one looked like, and you kind of help the party navigate through the swamps, missing any of those major threats as you make it to the shore.
I would like to imagine that over the last 2 hours, she's been talking to the ambassador about books.
He's
On Peach's back.
And he's absolutely he's got his ride. He's absolutely loving the conversation.
Okay, she's talking about books the whole way.
Oh, and did you ever read? What was it called? I can't remember the name of it, but it was about an old man in a shoe. Very good.
When I was very little, yes.
Yes. Classic. As you kind of make your way to the...
She is entertaining this grandfather figure.
Yeah.
All right.
It's easy enough... Oh, sorry, what was that, Adam?
I was just going to say he's going to be the grandpa of the boat.
Grandpa boat, grandpa.
Quartermaster.
No! We can't take their ambassador forever, guys. Even if he likes it.
Is that just a running joke of quartermaster to any character we like?
Any NPC you like is now...
He's the quartermaster of the boat.
Yeah.
We have 75.
So we made it back to our boat. Is our big boat still there?
You do see the big vessel moored up along the shore. You'd wager that Oceanus has probably had the crew spot you from the
Is it on
crossing.
fire?
It's not on fire, as far as you can tell. It's still the sails are drawn. It appears to be anchored essentially where you left it.
Cool. Let's get in the boat and go.
I kind of tap Demi on the shoulder, and I lean kind of close so it's like a quiet conversation. I say, "Should we hide Bims so that he doesn't see?"
It's the same ship. We're just gonna have that conversation, I think.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's the same ship.
You're not unconscious.
He likes us, so I'm gonna see what he says.
Okay, gotcha.
But I also don't know how we would hide him without telling
I
him.
don't know either.
So
I'm nervous. This is
into
gonna
the
be fun. Yep.
into the boat we go.
So
Into the boat
you
we go.
set him into the boat, and he gets in.
Yep.
You all kind of get aboard or onto the boat. Who's rowing? Peach, I assume.
Peach.
Okay. Athletics check
so.
for me, Peach.
Again.
15.
Okay. It's not quite the speed that you made your way inland last time, but you easily kind of fighting the current that's kind of pushing you
I
in.
can help.
You row out. Demi gives
That's
it a little bit of
international sign for
Demi just shape water.
as you kind of break away and easily make it to the vessel itself. You're all a little more familiar now with kind of boarding the vessel as the boat pulls up. You can see Oceanus's head kind of sticks over the railing and gives you all a salute. A few other sailors kind of appear, throwing ropes down for you to tie up the boat and get it all ready to go.
Oh, you can say type the lizard man. I was like, what?
We already decided.
There are a few curious looks, but nothing is said regarding your new companion. And you make it back onto the deck of the Sea Ghost.
Guys, we just became even more Star Wars because now we have a Yoda with us.
I
He's
can't.
riding on Luke's back.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Peach is Luke?
Yeah, remember we decided that?
I'm so flattered.
Why?
As you kind of make your way onto the ship itself, you see Oceanus is kind of there waiting for you. Captain Demi, good to see you.
Hello. Yes,
Welcome
sorry, we
aboard.
took a little longer than I had thought.
If you had been gone another day, we might have sent somebody after you, but things like this, understandable. And who is this?
Oh, yes, Ambassador Swarev, meet my first mate, Oceanus.
Sea elf.
You've met the... Well, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Going right to race there. Yep. So...
Just an observation. He is a sea... Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. You would like him a lot more. Sea elves can live under...
Yes, we've traded with the sea elf for hundreds of years.
Oh, this is the only one I know. So, anyway,
So, this ship is, are you with the smugglers, then?
no. So.
I leave.
No. So, Ambassador, to be completely honest with you, this is not the first mission we've taken for Saltmarsh.
I see.
Our very first mission, well, our second, I suppose, was to handle smugglers that had taken a boat and were disappearing to sell weapons to somewhere, which is how Saltmarsh found out about you, and we sort of, wanted to do the not violent thing after we'd done the violent thing. So this boat technically belongs to the Crown again. We're just using it. It's my boat for right now. Everything we did was honest, and we don't want to cause you any harm. Mostly Saltmarsh was concerned that you were going to war with them, and that would have been the issue. So we didn't want that to happen, which is why we knocked on your door and didn't, magic open your door.
Well, I advised approaching the town when we began this, but the shamans wanted to keep distance, and the queen listened, but
yes,
I'm curious about what happened to the gold and the people.
The things that were taken. So we boarded the ship in the hopes that she's going to talk this out. So we boarded the ship in the hopes that we could trick them into just getting information and going back. The captain of the smugglers attacked us, and then your people attacked us. And I apologize, but they're gone.
Oh. And
it wasn't what we wanted to do.
He looks sad more than anything else, and a little disappointed.
I know. I don't know if this will help or make it worse. Where's Bims?
Bims at the.
Oceanus, where's Bims?
You say Bims's name, and there's a from the rigging, and just 20 pounds of pseudo dragon drops onto your into your arms, and it's like back up. Whoa! I rolled away. Just
okay. So I suppose you're fine then. And she's just gonna convey that she missed him and essentially put him on her
big
shoulders.
wet lizard tongue,
Perfect. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if maybe you know him, but
he looks like Rakash had a pet creature.
Was he a shaman?
Just a soldier.
Okay.
Sent with the gold.
I apologize.
To protect our investment.
We did try to negotiate for the not, whatever. Because the smugglers came after us first, and then they came after later. And Tuzol's, he did try, with the whole talking. Because we can't.
Roll persuasion. Roll persuasion.
For Zal, didn't he try? That was right. Yeah. Okay.
I did try.
You tried. You all tried.
Yes. Okay.
Roll persuasion. It's irrelevant what you guys did. It's
23.
what he believes. 23. Okay. Mm-hmm. He kind of takes a moment and sits back onto there's a barrel. Takes a moment to himself and kind of. Well, this will complicate things, especially the finances. The Queen will want that back.
That's fine. I'm trying to remember how much it was.
That is my job, I think, to determine with your leaders. So.
Oh, all right.
We'll take it in stride, but thank you for being honest with that information. It
I am sorry.
gives us some leverage, actually.
We would have been more honest earlier if I didn't think that we would die. If we said that. So was very happy that you were coming with us and not Angry Bone in the Nose guy. Didn't catch his name.
It's Mr. Nash.
Nash is...
Yeah,
Master
of course
Nash.
you would know.
Yes. Severe
They
fellow.
fanned themselves both times that guy appeared. Demi is observant.
Well, we'll take it in stride.
Yes. Sorry. And
You get the
again,
he's savvy. He's a politician. He's worked with the Koalinth and the Lakatha and understands that this isn't ideal. It's problematic, but it may not be the end of the world.
Wonderful. Okay, good. And, you know, I didn't see any of the pseudo-dragons, but, like, Bims isn't, like, some sort of super important, it's just...
What do you have those dogs? He's like a dog.
Oh. Okay. Wonderful.
This is
No,
just
just
a pet.
curious.
Like a...
Just curious.
trained well, I think. Well, Bims is like...
We're working on it.
Oceanus is just kind of watching patiently.
Oh, sorry. Right. Captain, again. She's mumbling to herself again. Captain, right, that's...
What are the orders,
Me.
Captain?
Back to Saltmarsh, if you wouldn't mind, and then there should be an open cabin, if you could show, Ambassador Suarev to it, that would be wonderful.
Very good. Can do, Captain Demi. And he kind of barks at one of the other sailors to lead Suarev down, who readily follows. He's a little worn out, despite having a ride the entire way. It was still a little rough on him. So.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready to leave then?
Yes, we have everything we need, so...
All hands on deck. Weigh anchor. Here we go. And he begins barking orders out. The ship springs to life immediately.
That could have gone so much worse, right? Right?
That's why I left.
Yeah, Morton.
Where is Morton?
I assume I turned into a monkey and went up to the crow's nest.
Okay. Easily done. Are you still in monkey form, or did you turn back into it? Okay,
I
okay.
got an hour. Or I got 2 hours.
There's just a monkey in my crow's nest. What?
Yeah.
There's a monkey in the crow's nest. Okay. You make your way up there and are now up on the crow's nest. So we're going to treat this as traveling, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
The roles that folks take. So again, let me know, if you are keeping an eye out, Morton. Let me know to roll for perception, how folks are navigating. If any other things need to be done, or you feel like you want to do things, you can also have downtime on the ship. Just let me know.
It's 4 hours, right?
It is 4 hours of travel to Saltmarsh from here.
Okay. What time of day is it?
It is currently right about noon, honestly.
Okay.
It's been cutting off the Dunwater made that trip a lot faster. It was about 2 hours to the river, 30-40 minutes crossing it, and then 2 hours to the ship from there. You left in the morning, so.
Okay. So Demi's gonna do her standard walk around and make sure everything's going well, and then at some point in the middle of it, she's gonna find Peach, but everybody can figure out what they're doing first.
Okay. Oceanus takes the
Or,
till. Go ahead, Peach.
Peach is going to look in the kitchen to see if there's any sort of alcohol.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd roll. Investigation.
There's definitely grog on the ship. A huge store of barrels of grog.
Okay,
there is
gonna-
also, as you look around, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Ugh, I rolled a 6, and I'm pretty sure that's -1. Yep, that's a 5.
Okay, just lots of grog is all you discover. There are barrels. There's a lot of fresh water as well below, but up where you are, kind of kept behind a bit of a locked door and a guard that is yourself, is the alcohol supply.
Okay.
It's kind of this
Peach is gonna grab.
meh, strong tasting, little salty liquor.
Lovely.
Beer.
They're gonna take 2 tankards and go down to the room that Swarev is in and knock on the door.
Come in.
Hello. They're gonna extend one of the bottles and say, I don't know if you have any traditions for fallen people. I've never known the name of someone I may have killed before, and we didn't mean to, and I'm sorry. And if you'd like to pour one out with me for them,
is that something
what
your
else to
people do?
yeah.
All right, let's pour one out for Rash. And he kind of slowly, like, it's very heavy for him. This big wooden tankard, like, there's a bit of shake, and then it kind of like.
I love it.
He's just gonna do the same and then proceed to say, I will mop that up for you. So.
He takes it.
Peach just
Oh, that is absolutely terrible. Oh my God.
Oh no, Peach is not laughing. I'm sorry.
You drank
Yeah, it's
this.
not the best. I've only had one thing worse, and it's called claw wine. I'm sorry, it's what I could find.
Oh, one moment. Here. He puts the tankard down, and he kind of goes to his bag, and he pulls out this little silver flask, and he pops it open. He says, "This is, I think you call it whiskey. I got it long ago. Here." And he hands it.
Oh, age.
Oh. He's just gonna take a sip and then hand it back and say, to Rakesh.
To Rakesh. Puts it back in the plane. Thank you, Peach. There are rituals for the slain. When I return to the home, we will do so. They fell at your hand then?
I don't know who was the
Combat is...
It was all.
It.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's
Love that, Adam.
It's fine. We can't hear you, Adam.
Sorry, I forgot my mic was muted. Owner, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do know that you.
Oh right, because Bims wouldn't.
Yeah, Bims wouldn't talk,
Sorry,
wouldn't go near me.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Peach isn't gonna throw anyone else under the bus, though.
yeah. He immediately regrets asking.
Oh.
Kind of.
I'm sorry.
Well, these things happen isn't the right thing to say, because it disrespects those who have fallen, but they committed to what had to be done to help protect our people.
I hope that we can help make sure that that wasn't in vain.
I do as well, Peach. Now, I'm going to get a little rest. It was a rough trip riding on your back. Very...
I'm sorry.
No. Much better than walking, he says, and kind of...
Sweet dreams, Ambassador Swarev. And they're gonna bolt.
Bye, Peach. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do during their travels?
Study the sailors, and I'm trying to like study and kind of start doing the bosun thing of like, That needs to be fixed, even though I don't really know if it needs to be fixed or not. I just assume things need to be fixed.
So how you're just kind of watching people do it?
Like I'm trying to like observe and then like going to Oceanus because I assume he's like around and being like, what is he doing, or like trying to get like pointers on the ship, or like seeing a group of people and being like, okay, how did you do that? You know what I mean? Like trying to interact with them and learning.
So as you're kind of making your way around, roll a general perception check just to see what you take in, what you kind of identify and things like that.
Great. What's my perception? Oh, cool. That's an 11.
An 11? Okay. As you kind of... You're watching, it's quite complicated. There is a lot of different things going on in many different places. You kind of pick up on a few like knots, and as the sailors see you, they kind of are like, here, and show you how to tie it, that sort of thing. So you get a few basics, but duties of your job you're not quite sure on. You start to get the feeling like it's quite a lot. Like, checking the hull is something that, you know, those sorts of things are duties like that. I'm not saying that you know that, but there's a lot of duties like that
that's Saul's reaction to be like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Like it works.
It may require a little more kind of guidance and asking around.
I guess kind
You just hear from the crow's nest a monkey screeching at the top of its lungs.
I jump down, hit the deck.
Oh my God. Do you really?
Yes.
Just tail smacks the back of Saul's head. He's like, "Ow! I feel like I understand things."
So it's a 40-foot mast.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of your dice, Josh.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for me.
As a monkey?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Some backflips on
I'm
the way
not just
down.
gonna give you damage. Like, that seems fair.
Well, I'm gonna roll bad then. Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Monkeys don't have that. That's very weird. 6.
Okay.
Really?
Morton, as you hit the deck, you take 16 points of bludgeoning
Are
damage.
you a person now?
I'm still a monkey.
And it is like, you hear this screeching, Zal, you look up, and a monkey falls from the, and just poof, onto the deck.
Flat on the ground, and it just kind of stays there for a little bit.
Just breathing.
Are you, and I have my staff, and I kind of give him like a quick, like, little poke with the end of it.
And just grabs it. And then start dragging me around.
Okay, Morton, you can let go of the staff.
It just falls into the... It just falls limp on the ground. I slowly pick myself up.
Okay, are you okay? And I do like this to him. I don't know if he can understand me when he's in his animal forms. Okay.
He gives up a single back.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's enough learning for me.
I scrape back up.
Easy enough. Easily done. It was your choice of exit that caused the damage.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, not the yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Sess. Welcome back.
Wait, the decks of boats aren't made out of pillows?
Unfortunately.
Oh no.
That
No,
seems
I
like
just
a
checked it.
Bad
I
design
just
flaw.
checked it, dude. That was my job.
That doesn't seem right.
Your bosun's not doing it right. He needs to get more pillows for the deck.
Someone made this
More
boat wrong.
Pillows right under the crow's nest.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is like on our ship, it's just a pillow fort built under the crow's nest. So whenever Morton is in a different form, he just falls on the pillow fort.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm an idiot.
so Zal's kind of spending the time kind of following on people trying to learn. He picks up a few tricks. Ways to go yet. Demi, what are you doing?
I'm doing my normal rounds, and then at some point I would like to find Peach, wherever Peach is.
Easy enough to find Peach, I would say. Peach, unless you're hiding.
Oh no,
You hiding?
Peach is dumping out terrible grog into the ocean.
Oh no, the sailors are quite upset by that action.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, they're... Oi, what are you doing with that last?
It was
No. This is...
not. It is for the dead though.
Oh, well.
Oh,
okay.
that.
Can
Okay.
see-
I thought you were just dumping the whole thing out.
No, the one
Okay.
tankard that they had.
Got it. Okay. Never mind. The sailors leave you be.
Okay.
I thought you were emptying a barrel of grog
No.
over the edge of the ship.
No.
To the ocean.
Oh, catch.
Just drops
No.
the barrel.
Peach is like, this is disgusting.
I'm so confused.
Just a tankard.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
So is that where I find them? Pouring a tankard off the side of the boat? Is that
Yes.
cool? Okay. So, part of me wants to ask, and part of me doesn't want to know. What are you doing?
I tried at a gesture of goodwill, but it was. I'm not good at this. And
At what?
I just had a drink with Swarov, and yeah.
Oh.
But he had whiskey, and it was really good. It was really good.
Oh.
Really good.
Okay. Didn't know that you were going to go drink with our guest immediately, but I won't judge you. She
didn't-
looks at like
it
the
was-
noonday sun.
was-
It's like what?
I have never. I feel really bad, Demi.
Mm.
You know what? We've never killed people who haven't attacked us,
Yeah.
but they were still people.
Yes. And you are also a person, and if you hadn't retaliated, you would be where they are. So, I'm not good at this. I understand that I understand that there's unfortunate circumstances. I don't like the fact that I know Bim's former owner's name, because it makes it more real. But you know, we'll just do our best to atone for that by helping them, if that makes sense.
Does make sense. I think that's smart.
Yes, I am not good with these conversations. I have a question for you. That's why I came over here. Less about
I have
the
an answer.
pouring things out. Perfect. Strange question. Are you still writing poetry?
It's not good.
What? Well, you can't really get better without trying, but I was curious if that was still something you were interested in. You'd asked me a while back about performing and how it works, and I admit I kind of, well, we just met, so I brushed that comment off. But I was curious if you were still pursuing that, if that was still something you were doing.
I am, and they get very nervous and sweaty,
Okay.
just immediately.
Cool. Great.
And they say, I was trying to write about our adventures,
Yes.
and I can't find anything that rhymes with Swaggin.
Yeah,
So
that's
for now,
a hard one.
I'm stuck.
Okay. So sometimes, when you're writing, now poetry's not my thing, necessarily, but songs, poems, very similar. So when you're thinking about rhyming words and then also trying to convey meaning through things, sometimes there's multiple words that mean things, right? That mean the same thing. So multiple words for good and bad and things like that.
A synonym. I've read that.
Synonym. Yes.
Oh.
No, it's fine. Just different
Synonym.
dialect. It's probably the exact same thing. So, yes. So those, yes. And she's gonna turn to her bag of holding and pull out that giant thesaurus that she asked for.
Nice.
So, this is a thesaurus. It's it's a book that's literally just words and synonyms. Yes. So if you look through here and you're looking for something that means one thing and you need a different word because it doesn't rhyme or it doesn't sound as good, like good doesn't sound as wonderful as fantastic or something like that. So this is for you. You can have it. I know a lot of words. I talk a lot. So it's this. This is Sean. Shut up. This is for you. If you wanted to still do the poetry thing, and also, don't read into this, but this is a book of poetry. It's erotic poetry, but learning from example, really good ideas. So, yes.
Oh.
You don't have to take that one.
What was the name of that book? Remind me what it was called.
You didn't give me a name. It literally was Book of Erotic Poetry.
Okay. Well. Oh, God. What are we going to call it?
I don't know. But Demi has canonically read all of them.
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just call it Lady Chatterley.
Done. There you go.
So... examples, helpful book. That's about as much personal talk as I can. I'm gonna go do captain things, and she's immediately gonna walk off.
Wait,
no,
wait.
What? Yes.
Thank you. I had a thought. You said that you're the siren of the fallen stars?
I fancied myself that name once when I was younger. Yes.
Have you thought about renaming your ship something like the Falling Star or the... I don't know, it sounded so like you, and also like Night, which was very poetically pointed out by Morton. But you don't have to name your boat anything, it's really pretty. And
no, it's a good idea.
I really like the title you picked for yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. Silly little idea when I was younger. Yes. We'll look at renaming it. We'll put it up to a vote for everyone, maybe. You can use that book and find some more options.
Thank you.
Of course. She's walking immediately to the till like she looks like she's gonna have something to do.
Oceanus is just standing there like, Captain Demi?
I thought we talked about that. Yeah, there we go.
I got there. I'm sorry.
The name. Yep. All right. Progress, and she's just gonna stand there with her hands on her hips.
They're both like he's just like,
the thesaurus. I gave a librarian a thesaurus, everyone, by the way.
You also gave someone who has a crush on you erotic poetry.
There was a preface of
Chat just pointed that out to me, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Don't read into this. She said that before she handed it.
They are like their blush isn't pink. They blush green, and their face is just like green.
Right. There's little icicles hanging in Demi's hair, so it's fine. She hates personal conversations.
That's so good. Perfect. Morton.
Huh?
As you are up in the crow's nest, monkeying about.
I fall.
With your ever powerful passive perception, you can if you want to.
No.
Okay. You see, at a distance, something cut through the waves. A fin of sorts. And then, about 10 feet from that, another one. And then another one, a little further back.
Are they big?
They're probably... Roll investigation for me, as you take a closer look.
Is a monkey?
Sorry, bud.
I'll do it for free. 1. Unnatural 1, sorry.
You can't tell. There is shadows now under the water as you're staring like a monkey out there. You see these shapes. You can't tell if it's one big shape, but as you watch them over the next 2 minutes, they get closer. And they're pacing the ship.
Oh, no.
And as you look and kind of are keeping your watch out, they get closer and closer, and then one breaches the surface. And it's some sort of fish with this long nose, and this head that kind of sleek rolls back. They have big black eyes on either side, and then a fin that runs back, and it breaks the water, and you hear a and then another one.
God. Monsters.
It's my dolphin noise. Fuck you. As
No, I've never been on the sea before. This is what it looks like to me.
So you
Black eyes, yeah. A hole in their head.
They're graceful, elegant-looking creatures. As they kind of break the water, they begin to seem to kind of playfully skirt along the ship, breaking.
Okay. Oh,
Thanks for that mini panic attack, Josh.
I thought it was
also
a group of giant
very
sharks.
attacked, yeah.
I thought we were about to get shark attacked, and I was like, we're about to be Jaws, the revenge right here.
I can do
You
nice
just
things too.
scare us.
I didn't mean to scare you guys.
I'll
I love
sort
it.
of like monkey down the ropes and get a closer look as they play alongside the ship.
Okay. As you kind of scrabble up looking over the banister, they're running along the bow and the prow of the ship, kind of playing in the wake, and you see they're moving very quickly. The wind is against you all, so you're having to tack out and then come back in this sort of strange serpentine pattern that sailors are required to use to sail against the wind. And so they're keeping up with you, breaking the water over the waves again and again. They're just these kind of elegant, playful creatures, and they spend 20-30 minutes playing with the ship before they seem to lose interest and break away, disappearing beneath the ocean.
Okay. Interesting. If I'm just gonna be making noise if anyone wants to see them as well.
I will go over there and acknowledge that they're there and tell Morton that it's a dolphin. That's a dolphin. So it's like, all I'm gonna say is she's gonna be like, "No, it's cute," and then she's gonna go back to what she was doing because she grew up on the sea.
I will go over and stare at the dolphins because I've never seen dolphins before, and I'm like, I've read about these. Oh, they're beautiful. Wow. And I just watch them.
These whales are a lot smaller than I thought they'd be.
Not whales.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
say
I was
that.
gonna
You
say,
can't
you're
understand
monkey.
him.
You're still a monkey. I don't understand monkey.
I've heard stories of whales. They're huge. These aren't whales.
Chat, leave me alone. That's as good as it gets for dolphins.
Perfect.
Whales would be like.
It's a manatee.
It's just
Sorry.
Is that your fucking SpongeBob?
I can't do a SpongeBob laugh. That's SpongeBob,
I
yeah.
hate everything
Oh,
that's
it's so
happening
good.
right now.
It's perfect. This is a great game.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
No, this is Patrick.
It's all of them are better than my giraffe. Okay, let's just
Was this on you?
no.
Yeah, what's that?
What? I forgot.
I'm gonna scurry
Excuse
back
me,
up.
did you cough?
Scurry back up and resume my watch.
Okay, and you continue your
Jon
watch.
Snow.
Yes, as Jon Snow. As you cut through the sea over the next 4 hours, completing your various tasks, you quickly, Morton, are readily, you see the swamp fall away and turning into that rolling coastline that is kind of the shore of Saltmarsh, those gentle cliffs, and then the moors leading back up towards, up further, kind of higher up, you see the edge of the Dreadwood running along the kind of hill line there as you continue sailing up along the coast. And eventually, you see the bay and tributary that Saltmarsh sits upon. As you kind of make your way along up the coast. Are you alerting the rest of the crew, or are you
Land ho.
as a monkey or as a Morton?
Ding, ding. Well, 2 hours.
Yes, so
How
you
long has
would.
it been?
It's been about 4.5 now, actually,
Okay.
because you were fighting against the wind.
So I'll just start ringing the bell. Do we have a bell?
Yeah, sure. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-ling. That's.
Land ho.
Oh shit! Looks up. We need to work on that, but good enough.
Yeah,
If I can
like
see the
I
base.
said, they're doing their best.
No, it's been more than 2 hours, so I'm back.
Oh,
to
It's
the
just
Okay,
Morton.
I
There's
was
just there's a bunch of Morton shoulders sticking out from this tiny little crow's nest.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's totally fine. DM, remind me, can we get into port or at this point, or no?
There are docks that could take a ship of the Sea Ghost's size.
Okay.
You
we have
haven't
the deed that says
secured
that.
one, but if there's one open, you can certainly try and get docked there.
Is there one open?
Go ahead as you make your way around the corner. Anyone who wants to see, because it's kind of there's that shoulder that has the houses on it where the river comes down, and then there's the rest of the town that runs along the other side of the river, and then all the docks are along that. There's a deep point.
That
It's a little
perception?
trickier to navigate, but you've got actual sailors with you now. Roll perception for me, yeah.
I was 14.
14?
Yeah, better than mine.
Yep, better than mine.
There does appear to be a dock open, and it does appear to be kind of oceanside. So
Okay.
you don't have to get too far up the narrow straits that kind of run down the center of the town where the river comes down.
So I'm going to tell Oceanus that we're going to try and take that dock, and then I'm going
And-
to almost immediately, once we dock, tell him to handle it.
Can do, Captain Debbie. And he
you.
begins barking orders, and the sailors go to it. Rigging starts unfurling. Some of the sail actually furls up, kind of cutting the wind as the vessel begins to slow, and they kind of roll in. And it becomes very, very slow at the end as the last 100 feet are done at a crawl, and then ropes are thrown overboard. And there are a few individuals who have seen the ship coming in run up the dock itself. It's just probably 50 feet of wood, and then another strip kind of in this T where the ship can moor up alongside it. And as the ropes go out, a couple of sailors and dock workers along the shore take the ropes and pull you in, tie you up,
Lovely.
and you successfully down the sea.
Would she know that, like, they're going to pay for this, and, like, setting it
There's-
up, would they know what to have to do that?
There, you need probably the deed to the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Your docking was paid per the agreement, I believe, with
Oh.
Saltmarsh at the port of Saltmarsh, not elsewhere. But you
Okay.
would still need to speak with a wharf master, dock master, or harbor master.
Cool.
In Saltmarsh's
Um,
case, there is a shack that you can see down the dock near the warehouses that is kind of open-sided, but has a lot of people hustling and bustling around it, and there is some sort of individual standing down there handling
Cool.
business.
So, totally trust Oceanus, but I'm not going to hand him the deed of the thing, so I guess I'll have to handle that myself.
Okay.
So, I will, I guess, make sure that my party is collected and get our ambassador. That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
So, I have to very quickly make sure that we're good to dock here. And we should probably take him to the council immediately. Oceanus, I'm leaving you with the boat.
Can do, Captain.
Again. Thank you.
Demi, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Getting there.
Do you want us to try to get the council together while you do the boat stuff?
Oh, sure. If you guys want to go, I'll send you three with the ambassador to go do that, and Oceanus can help me handle the dock thing, and I'll handle the ship. So,
Cool.
meet you back
Where
at the
are we?
council hall.
At the council hall? Will you have Oceanus come with you to the council hall, or or one of us wait for you there? I'm worried about in this town. There might be certain people who don't like us. Remember that was
I
a
would-
fear before we left.
I can have Oceanus walk me to the council hall. Nobody has it out for him, I don't think. So, I should be fine. And I would prefer the three of you go with the very important ambassador. So, I'll be fine. But thank you.
I would assume more people have it out for him in the city than us.
Why?
Well,
Because he's a lizard folk.
No. Oh, the ambassador. I thought you were talking about Oceanus for a second. I was like,
No,
what?
no.
I was like,
No.
huh?
He can protect you fine with his hands.
Hi guys, I quit the campaign right now.
This town.
I think his weapon of choice on his
True.
character sheet was like a trident. It wasn't his
No,
abs.
he's pure
but, like-
abs. He's a monk, actually.
He
Hi,
can
for
use
anybody
both.
in chat that doesn't know, Oceanus is hot. Josh
He's
didn't tell
really,
us,
really
but we
pretty.
have a picture of him.
Fucking
But he's really hot.
So his
To be
main
fair-
weapon is his abs. Come on, Sean. God.
Traditional Oceanus is not hot. Josh's Oceanus is hot.
Yeah.
For those of you who
I
go
love
looking
that
him
shit.
up, he's not that attractive.
He's
He's
actually
not that
disgusting.
attractive. He's actually really gross, but Josh made him hot for us and our campaign. So you're all welcome.
Shredded, dude.
Oh my god. As the gangplank is dropped, and you begin to make your way off the vessel, Zal, Peach, and Morton heading with Ambassador Suarez towards the council hall, and Demi and Oceanus heading towards the harbor master, we will take our break.
Oh,
Yay.
shit.
Hey, we'll be back, guys.
Hell yeah.
We're back.
Everybody, we'll be back.
That's why the diet in Diet Coke doesn't actually mean that it's dietary.
Oh my god, they put the fat back in.
Yeah.
I hate Diet Coke.
What? And scream,
know.
Josh.
Yeah.
Fight him now.
I'm really
far
tempted to press the end stream button.
Mine says the
It all helps.
These
Anarchy!
intros were bad when it was just Adam, but now that Sean is adding into it, it just gets worse.
I got no chill.
It makes me so happy because every time I say something stupid, Sean goes with it, and it makes it even better.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. So we're back.
back.
We've got two groups heading in different directions because splitting the party is always a good idea. I'm kidding. Sorry, that was mean. As you make your way into town, we'll start with Demi and Oceanus because that's probably the quickest to reconcile, depending on what you do. So Oceanus kind of walks alongside you and kind of leans and says, "I've never actually done this before.
Sorry. You just very serious saying that. I think most of what we're pretending to know how to do we haven't done before.
All right. Just
So,
pretend
you
we know what we're doing?
Yeah, it's worked so far for me, so
All right.
why not?
I'll follow your lead, Captain Debbie. Sorry.
Seriously, no one around. Just name's fine. So she's gonna walk straight up to the thing and try and get somebody's attention.
Char! How do you be there, lassie?
She's having PTSD to the parrot.
As this
hello.
old human, weathered as all get out, very, like, wrinkled, aged skin kind of drawn up tight to his face, he, like, raises a hand and it's all just bone wrapped in, like, very weathered, worn, dark skin. And he, hello there!
Hello. Yes. Captain Demi Waters of the Sea Ghost, I would like to procure that dock, please.
Wait, the one down there? Okay. Papers, please.
Yes, here's the deed, and the cost should be handled by the council.
What?
The council.
The council.
Of the city.
Oh, right. Or, yeah, give me that. Come on. Ask out. All right. All right. Yeah, no, that checks out. Okay. Council, hold on. Let me look at the ledger here. And he reaches down and he pulls out this, what is akin to a binder. It's this huge brass rings and just paper haphazardly punched, and it's like this thick. Like, the rings are massive rings, and it's just a pile of papers of different colors and shapes and forms, and he just kind of... Oh, all right, Sea Ghost, portage paid by Anders Salamor through extensive service, and...
I do love that man fitting the bill for all my things.
Yeah. All right, so you're just porting it up. You need supplies, furnishings, anything like that. You need anything else from us?
That's a great question. I think just porting for right now. I'll talk to Master Solomon and see how much he's willing to pay for.
All right. Sounds good to me. Well, you're good to keep your ship there. You need anything else, you know, tack, things like that, then I'll get
and what was your name, sir?
I'm Earl.
Earl. Just Earl. That's it. Okay.
Earl Longshanks.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect.
Ow. Sorry.
Thank you, Earl. Pleasure.
You're welcome. And you were Captain. Am I speaking to the captain?
Captain Demi Waters. Yes, that's me.
Captain Demi Waters. All right, Captain. Yep. I am obligated to tell you that any smuggling or blah blah blah
yes.
Crown says no.
We're working for the Crown. It's totally fine. I've read the fine print. Can I have that back now?
Oh yeah, you want to? Yeah. All right. Here you go.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you. Yep.
Great.
And she's gonna roll it back up, put it back in her bag. Well, that was. She's gonna walk away. See? Totally fine.
Yes, that was relatively simple. I guess when you have the right paperwork.
The right paperwork and the right attitude, and I don't know.
Now where are we going?
Well, because apparently I cannot walk by myself, although very sweet. I am going to ask you to walk me to the council hall, where the others are taking the ambassador. Will the ship be fine?
Yes, it'll be fine. It's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Kind of chuckles at the concept of him guarding you.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Sure. Why not?
Just gonna start walking. So, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just curious. You know, I'm not good with the personal conversations, but we didn't really know each other very well on the boat.
Yes.
This is going to sound very strange, but it's because you keep referring to me, and I'm like in an authority figure position. How old are you?
Hold on, let me pull up his character sheet.
I just want to know.
Shit, I knew you were gonna ask this question, and I forgot.
I knew. Mm-hmm.
What's your middle name?
Middle name? What's his last name? Just...
Sea Elf.
Oceanus Ocean.
Oceanus Shore person.
Why do you need to know, Captain Demi?
I don't, but it's a little strange because you're, you know, an elf, so you're probably obviously older than I am, and you're answering to me, and at this point I think you might actually be older than Captain Lila, and so I'm just curious why...
I'm 253 years old.
Well, shit. Much older than I am, man. But that's not old for elves at all, is it?
No, quite young.
No.
I'd probably place myself around 30 in human years or so.
Oh.
But I've only been above the sea for 5 or 6 years.
Oh. Alright. Sorry, I was just curious.
That's not a problem, no. How old are you?
Let me check. I think she's 25. She doesn't actually know her actual age. She was an orphan. Yeah, I put her 25 to 27, but I'm 25. Give or take, you know, the whole not knowing when I was born thing. So.
Oh, right.
Somewhere in there.
Sorry. That was meant as a jab and was more of a stab. My mistake.
Oh no, it's fine. It's totally fine. I don't mind.
Sorry.
I
Great.
don't know. Maybe I'm older and I can say I'm younger. It's totally fine. She's gonna keep awkwardly like walking.
He falls
they have
into
to cross
silence.
The bridge.
No, it is
'Cause
all.
he-
It's
okay,
not
I
actually
was like-
far to the council hall.
Okay.
Yeah, he would get sick as fuck.
I was like, hold on. They have to cross the bridge because she's gonna warn him. Yeah, okay. They're just gonna keep walking.
It's not honestly a long walk, so we will jump to the other party.
How old did you say it was? 200 and what?
253.
53. Okay. Okay. Jump to the others. After that awkward.
All right.
Ambassador Swarov, have you been? You said you've been to Saltmarsh before. How long ago?
I am probably maybe 25 years ago. It was smaller then, less of these, and he points at the guards with the spears and the crest on them who are standing kind of, in various locations. But quiet little place, kind of stop by. Of course, to me, leaving, that our island, our little home, and coming here, it was big, it was new, it was exciting, but then I went on to Seaton, and that's a much bigger city.
I've had so many adventures.
Yeah, I could write a book.
You should.
I should write a book. Oh my god. I'm going to write a book, Peach!
I can't wait to read it. The adventure... no. Would you call them your adventures? Would you call them your tales? Would you call them your political feats?
Ooh, we could do it as a political intrigue book. That's good. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to workshop a name. You can help me. Yes, we'll write it together.
I just got a thesaurus. I can help you.
I just gave a thesaurus to Demi just the other day.
Oh.
2 thesauruses?
Oh.
Wow.
The words are at this.
It's perfect. I don't have a thesaurus anymore.
But Demi's got one. And Peach has one.
It's perfect.
You put them together and come up with infinite words.
Yes, all the words. Infinite words. That's a good word as well. Onward then.
Hi.
Saul is just doing his sulking look of, this is my life now.
Valid.
Okay.
You make your way up to the council hall. The elven woman, kind of in the well-kept attire, is at the front desk. Welcome back. Did all go well with your... Right, you brought one with you.
That's a little... Alright.
What?
A little rude, but do you mind if we summon the council, or can you... I don't know where they would be located at this moment, but... talks, we need to have a big talk with them, if they wouldn't mind.
Yes, I'll send... We really need a better way to do this.
We do.
But we'll send runners to try and get the council.
They
together.
just shouldn't leave this building.
You what?
They shouldn't leave this building.
Yes,
It's
unfortunately.
easier for us to find them if they're here.
They're living...
We met a tree who's in the same place all the time if you want to talk to it.
He never moves.
God, that sounds like just an excellent form of world building. Somebody should do that instead.
Zal's
It's a bit
doing
meta.
his face
Hey,
again.
it's getting a bit meta in here. Let's calm down.
Zal's doing his face again while this is going on between them.
All right, well, my immersion. Well, yes. We'll get some runners out. Shouldn't be long. I'm sure we can get some individuals together. And she...
Deal.
Say what?
Thank you.
My pleasure. So she immediately speaks. There's a few young men and women who disperse. You wait. Probably, again, it didn't take that long at the docks, so I would wager that Oceanus and Demi actually arrive before the counselors.
Oh, hey, Debbie.
At which point the elven woman they know who you are. They just let you into the council hall and are just like, if you want to be just here, it's fine. It's not, there's nothing going on.
Did I just take Oceanus with me?
Oceanus is just, I don't know what to do with my hands.
You just the things that you've said today.
Stop making innuendo out of everything I say.
Stop saying innuendo.
I don't.
Whispered, I've never done this before.
Oh,
at
I'm
the
not.
beginning of their conversation.
Listen, I'm not making innuendo out of that. I'm just dying because that's one of the funniest jokes to me is I don't know what to do with my hands because I say it so much in my personal life as a joke.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Oh my god, that's
I didn't make it
so
an innuendo.
funny.
I was just laughing.
I love you guys. I'm just teasing.
So,
Oh, Shannon walks in like this.
just
What to do with my
stand
hands.
like you do on the boat. Stand behind me, and we'll go back to the boat in a little bit.
Kind of crosses his arms behind him.
Perfect. Yeah, see, totally fine. So we're all just standing, right?
Yeah, you're just kind of hanging out. You've got a few minutes while they gather the town.
So how do we think this is going to go? Anyone?
Oh, pretty
Anyone?
well.
Probably not.
That's true.
I appreciate your honesty, Morton.
Every conversation with these people is hopefully well, probably not.
Pretty true.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
I think they'll be relieved that Ambassador Swarov's people aren't planning on attacking them, so maybe that'll put them in a mood to be more generous.
True, and this war seems to be completely under the sea, which no one talks about.
The
Under the
difficult part is whether or not they'll believe him.
Well, we're all here. We
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
We've been in there. We've seen it. We'll hopefully convince them. There's at least 2 of them that I know will be.
But it would make for a
A
brilliant
minimal.
tactic if they were convinced that there was another threat while the actual threat swooping behind. I'm just saying.
I
Oh, you're a
That's-
tactician.
We work for the crown, though, so there's no
do.
reason for us to lie.
No, I think Morton's concern is valid. Suave, we're not trying to say that you're,
I
lying
trust
to
you.
us.
well, savvy. It's my job to prove that we're not.
Yes, it's
Absolutely.
true. And luckily, you're here, so sending the ambassador was a smart idea. You're going to get much better reception than the other 2 leaders would have. The queen probably would have been fine, but obviously that's not possible.
She's got a flair to her, doesn't she?
She does.
Yes.
All right.
Admirable.
Well, any approach you recommend or plans you want to make before we proceed?
Oh my. So there's one that's particularly annoying. He'll come in looking very angry because he was in league with the smugglers that we were supposed to put down, and he was mad that we succeeded, and he might be trying to kill us. We don't know. He's gonna be the little that I think he's tall. He's angry looking, and he's going to look angry. His name is Primewater, Yellen Primewater. Watch out for him.
Water. Okay.
I'll probably make
Uh,
fun of him.
Master
Perfect.
Solomor is currently paying for pretty much all of our stuff, because he was unfortunately rather rude to our druid friend. And I handled that with the help of glares from my friends, and I forget what her name is. There's one that's older.
Ada. Oh,
Ada.
no,
Ada
other one.
Oland.
Ada.
No, she's delightful.
We don't know what her stance is necessarily. There's 2 sides, essentially. Oh, you like politics and things. There's 2 sides.
He's like taking notes.
Yeah, so there's 2 sides. Loyalists and,
Loyal to what?
loyal to the crown. And then there are those traditionalists who prefer that it stay less a crown sort of involvement in Saltmarsh. They're trying to make it bigger, trying to expand out here, make it more like Seaton.
Oh.
So, yes. So there's some that are for it, some that are against it. Master Solomon kind of in the middle, so he's kind of a wild card. But you kind of what I've seen, easy to bend one way or the other.
Phrasing.
Let's see. Yes, I know.
Oh, Mr.
See, I can do it.
Mr.
I can do it too. Look at me. Ha ha. Sorry.
You love it.
So I mean that's pretty much it. And then there's oh gosh, names. The dwarf. Names.
Manistrad Copperlocks.
Monostrad. Monostrad is our favorite.
No, I said that.
I believe my favorite at the very least. She's very straightforward. She is a loyalist, more for the crown. But yes, so hopefully this will go well. I think that's all the insight we can really give you into the people.
Good. No, that's helpful. I can, if you know people's names, it's a good start.
Yes.
And that's good. Sorry for the impromptu lore test, apparently, Parker, that I just gave you out of nowhere, but well done.
Take notes.
Yeah, well done. All right, good. And there's kind of a pause, you guys chatting amongst yourselves, but within a few minutes, the doors swing open. Ada Oland is actually the first to enter. She kind of makes her way down, gracefully but slowly, down the kind of entryway. She's got kind of a stern bearing to her, and she kind of walks up. Hello, it's good to see you all again.
Hello.
I see you were successful of sorts.
Yes, successful in reconnaissance and negotiation, actually.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
She kind of glances back at the door and waves at the elven woman and does like an up gesture.
Yes. Yeah. Yes,
Coin.
I do believe that was 200 more. Yes. Thank you.
We'll get that squared away. We'll wait for my peers, I assume, but you must be from the lizard folk, then.
This is Ambassador Swarev.
Peach opens the thesaurus and goes, "This is the esteemed Ambassador Swarev."
He kind of gives Peach a little wink nod and goes, and he takes her hand. Lady Oland, yes, I am Ambassador Swarev of the lizard folk tribe, who has resided near your fair town. I look forward to engaging in further discourse with you and your people. And he's like very like he's Sean, stop it. He sits there like kind of like he's quite smooth for an old decrepit man. Like he's got the right words to say and it flows quite regularly. As it kind of interacts with them. The others begin to make their way in and introductions are made. Again, Swarev has a surprising amount of savvy in these regards with each individual. Seeing where he's from, like, you did not expect him to be able to articulate and carry himself in this manner as he interacts with each individual, remembering their names exactly as you presented to him. And immediately, even just kind of without insight checking, a few of the council members are a little bit swayed by his charm.
Yes.
As kind of Eleander is the last to arrive, Prime Water's he's still angry looking, but not, this is somewhat irrelevant to him. He seems a little meh. Take it or leave it. They all kind of usher you all up to the council table as it's turned into more of a meeting table when you guys arrive. And Eleander says, right. It's good to have you all back, and apparently successful. First things first, apparently you were able to at least open negotiations. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Ben?
the ambassador can attest to that.
Yes. These wonderful people came representing. They laid down their arms and entered freely among our people and showed good intent in your name. And so we are willing to consider negotiations. That might be quite a long conversation. I think there were some losses on our side, you see, that will need to be reconciled. But we hope to ask for your aid in a coming matter with with an impeding threat below the sea. And Eleander is kind of nodding, and he says, well, very good, we can discuss this further, but let us get these fair folks their payment. And he kind of pushes this bag, and you guys receive 1,000 gold pieces, which I believe is the agreed upon amount.
I'd have to check, but I'm going to trust you.
Now, do you kind individuals care to stay for the rest of this meeting, or would you like to leave the politics to us?
Ambassador, what would you feel more comfortable with?
Well, allow me to share what I know with you all here. And then matters of negotiation can happen afterwards. And you all can go on your way. That's of little concern to you.
Okay.
Now, I have told your friends, but the Swagan are a threat. They are a scourge upon the sea. Individuals created long ago by ill-intended magic, bred between shark and elf. They've regularly raided settlements along the ocean's floor. I'm sure some of you who have a seafaring background might recall tales of them attacking ships as well. And as you glance around, Ada is nodding at that. It's familiar to her. Our lands came under attack by these Swagan, but unlike anything we've ever seen before, hundreds or more swarmed our island home, a cave off the coast, and they took our home, driving us out, wielding powerful magics and riding upon terrifying beasts and creatures from the sea. They pushed us here, and we fled to an old cave system where we now reside. We took it upon ourselves to arm and prepare ourselves for battle and combat, which led us to reaching out to your smugglers. Our most recent payment and our most recent shipment has disappeared, and it may be among your hands. We'd like to talk about those weapons. And your good friends here suggested that perhaps you may be of more aid than my people originally considered in combating this threat. That is the gist of the matter. Kind of lays it out for them, goes over what he sees, perceives, and shares all of that before stepping back. Ada kind of actually steps forward again this time and says, the Swagan have been a problem in the past. Not regularly. It's rare that a ship will go down, but I've heard at least 2 stories of vessels from Seaton being keeled by individuals who looked somewhat like sharks. They bored holes through the hull while the ships were sailing, and then sunk them to the bottom of the ocean. The story stands up if the good ambassador is to be believed. I'm gonna do a few checks here behind the screen.
How about this lovely songs from Soundtail, guys? While our DM rolls, just think about that.
We didn't do a Soundtail promo because we're totally off our game getting back on the horse here. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Soundtail is wonderful and beautiful. You guys are kind of watching this discourse. There is tension there. Now that it's coming to a conversation of what can be provided and why people are in various locations, and that information is out there. You see, as you look at the members of the council, Solomon seems swayed, or Solomore, excuse me. Funnily enough, whenever you've watched him before, when he starts hearing these tales of grand adventures, he's almost like a kid. He gets a little bit excited into it. With Ada, she also seems to believe what is being said. Prime Water, disinterested, and feels that their involvement is irrelevant. Manastrad is a little more reluctant. Eleander, kind of on the fence as well. There's conversations and dialogues probably for all of them to have. But at this juncture, the council kind of looks to you and says, your work is done. Nelly, excuse me. All right, your work is done. It's Manastrad. You've done well. I'll catch up with you lot maybe later at the snapping line if you want to grab a drink. But if there's any other business you have, otherwise we'll probably start negotiations and figure out what we're going to do with good ambassador here.
Yes.
Could you be sure to maybe get rooms for the ambassador at the inn with us? It only seems fair and right.
Oh, you want him at the snapping line?
Or if you'd like to put him up in the very fancy one up the hill. It's real nice.
We were thinking the Christ, I've forgotten the name of it.
The Wicker Goat.
The Wicker Goat, that's it. We were thinking the Wicker Goat.
Oh, yes, that's probably much better. And just is there a way to do like a she's looking at Eleander now. Is there a way to do like a guard detail on him, or have you solved the problem of the jail?
That investigation has come to a screeching halt.
Then is there a way to do a guard detail?
We can absolutely make sure.
More than two. Please.
Roll persuasion. He's definitely going to guard him, but
persuasion.
Let's see.
It's an 18.
Okay. We will double the intended guard, if that is sufficient.
Thank you.
Very good. You'll need to figure out how you are manning your vessel, I believe. I will be needing those sailors back.
Yes, I know. We'll work on that. She kind of side-eyes her shot. We'll work on that. For now, thank you.
There,
it's docked.
What the fuck is going on?
Poor thing. He's so lost.
Very good. Once again, you have proven yourself to the Crown of Keoland and to the people of Saltmarsh. It is appreciated.
Thank you. Ambassador, later. You're staying in a different place, but if you decide you'd like a drink, take your gods, and I sing sometimes at the end. So.
Oh, you're a fantastic singer. I saw you the other night. Yes, okay. I'll can I not stay where they're staying?
Well, where you're staying is much nicer. We took baths there the other day. They put us up where we were already staying. So. Would you prefer?
He's kind of processing what nicer means. Whatever is right by your people and the status, we will.
Of course, yes. So, it's very nice. We'll drop by sometime.
Good. Love it. Wonderful. Right. Well, a pleasure to you all.
See you later.
Council kind of says farewell as you head out into the council hall. With the world as your oyster, free of obligations and expectations.
Oh, God.
With 1,000 more gold in your pocket.
Magic shop?
How long has it been? It's only been like 2 days, though.
It would have been 3 days by the time you got here.
I would love to know. Does Demi, while we're just walking around, does Demi have any idea how long it would take to change the ship's name?
Roll a history check.
Oh, that was not good. Hold on. Nope, it's an 8.
An 8. You never had to do that, really. Pretty bigwiggy work. You could ask around at the docks, probably.
Okay. That's another thing. Do we want to stay at the inn or on the boat?
We could do both. If we stay at the inn, then you can perform more. Only if you want to. I mean, of course, I'd love to see you perform, but that's not why I said it.
We can always go get a drink and food there. I just mostly meant on the ship we have our own rooms, except for Morton, who wanted to not have a room. Do you?
He's referring to the crow's nest.
Okay. You have a crow's nest, but yes. But if we wanted to stay there, it's really up to everyone else. I don't know how I feel about the whole "we didn't solve the murder" thing.
I don't like it.
And if anyone else is on the target list, probably us. I like that Oceanus is just following us and has no idea about any of this stuff.
He's just, like, completely lost in all of it and is just kind of hanging at the back saying nothing.
Okay. Well, what would everyone like to do? I mean, we can go get a drink. Or we can go to the magic shop.
If we end up going back to the ship, we should send word to the Wicker Goat that we're staying there, so that the ambassador knows. I'm just worried. He's so sweet.
He is. And I don't think that he can take care of himself. I do worry.
I also don't trust the city's guards too much.
I don't either.
They're not effective.
They're essentially,
not dying.
you know, regular people holding swords. They're not.
You saw what they did to the prisoners.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, no. Oh, you're right. I don't trust them morally either. Ugh.
So.
We can't be rude. We can't be like, we don't trust you. He has to sleep on our boat. Like, we can't.
We can send him an invitation to stay on the boat. And say and pretend it's a custom.
He does like those. So, thinking this through before we go get him, though, DM question. It's been 3 days. Has it been like the 3 days at the end of the week? Is it a new time, or do we not know?
It was a Wednesday.
You've probably got about 2 or so days before the inventory turns over, but who knows? I mean, you are welcome. So if you want downtime, you're absolutely welcome to take it. If you want to spend a few weeks hanging out, if you want to spend a few days hanging out, you are welcome to do so.
Jesus, I did a bunch of sit-ups.
I'm struggling.
You have a hernia.
This is the part of the campaign where we end it, right, guys? So we all move on to the ship, and we end the campaign here because everything goes perfectly, right?
Yeah, totally.
Sail north for a month
and see what happens.
So, we have quite a bit of money. I would at some point like to redecorate our ship. Not that we're really hiding it anymore, but it does, you know. I would like to rename it at some point. We have plenty of money right now. If there's something we'd like to go get, or we need more health potions.
Don't forget you have to pay for crew.
Yeah. We have to find crew as well. We have to, God.
Mom.
We have to find...
Was that Oceanus?
Yeah, he just kind of... Captain Demi, we have to have people to sail the ship.
Right. So also that we need like 6 people plus a quartermaster to sail our vessel, depending on where we're going to go, whether or not we're going to go south of Seaton, where I needed to go, or whether we're going to visit Peach's mother. I think those were our 2 options that we were looking at. I don't know how long the negotiations are going to take.
Do we need to sail to where Peach's mother is?
I think it was just that if we went down, it was like right there.
Okay.
It was like if we sailed down and sat in the port.
Yeah, I didn't know if we had to sail there or if it was like a land trip.
I think that we essentially just knew that, like, if we end up going south of Seaton to where Demi needed to go for information, that it was, like, right off the...
The Styes is just south of Seaton. Seaton is a massive seaport, the largest in Keelland. The Owen Oak, where Plum's Inn is a little further inland. The Styes is on the water.
Can't wait to sing at whatever inn Peach's mom works at.
I mean, I wouldn't mind traveling south. I haven't been there in a while, but why not? And we could find your family, or at least information on them.
True. So, to do that, first things first, we have to hire sailors. She's gonna look at Oceanus. So,
Yes.
how many do we need?
How... Probably about... We could sail it with 8. We'd be safer with around 15.
Oh, boy.
What?
Right.
I'm sorry, did I say something incorrect?
No, you're right. Probably be right.
One
It's
gold
just
a
a-
week.
It's gonna be
Eight,
Is it
eight
a lot?
more than us?
8 plus us plus the quartermaster, yes.
Okay, so Oceanus, best idea of where to find sailors? Where did Lady Lila find you?
I was at a terrible inn where
Okay.
a lot of people were swearing and screaming at each other, and there were bar fights.
Oh no.
I got an idea.
Why were you there? You're so soft spoken. Why were you there?
I asked where I would find a job as a sailor, and somebody told me to go there, which is
Oh,
kind
God.
of. I think it's like a vicious cycle of strange.
I have 2 ideas.
Oh no. Yes.
Habits. 1, we go to the magic shop because she's a sailor too. She might know where to get other sailors. 2,
She's a very established captain. Yes.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is we can talk to her. We say,
True.
hey, we need sailors. You know sailors. She's like, here's some sailors that I don't want.
I have a feeling she's going to send us to that bar.
To the bar because it was
The
fun,
empty net.
right?
Was it fun? Although I would take that bartender again. No, I
Right.
just.
It was fun for we could go talk to
Oh
Mel.
no.
Why not?
Somebody talk about
Like,
murder.
can you though? Like, just
I can hear him. It's Jabba the Hutt.
Just check it. Say hi.
You just drop in, say, hey, how you doing, bud?
I'm sure
Something like that.
the dockmaster might have some more information there as well. I'm just
Yes.
asking around.
Oh, is he nice? Or she? I don't want to. Or they? I don't want to assume.
It was. Well, I didn't ask.
You can put up flyers.
No. That's a great idea for like. Well, maybe.
Depends on how long we're staying.
That's true. If we need somebody now. Well,
It's
if
2
everyone
days.
really, really wants to go to the magic shop, we have 50 gold to spare. If we wanted to go talk to her. Oceanus, how much did you get paid per
Well,
day?
we still have it for this week. So if we want to talk to her, we can still talk to her now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know
Yeah.
if it's the same, technically the same week.
Josh said it has 2 days before we roll over to the next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got
was
about
that?
2
I
days.
must have cut out.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of one thing just to establish is it's not an exact science. This
Okay.
is an exotic goods exporter and importer, and that's fairly random. Just they make you pay for a week, so you're about 2 days off of your payment being renewed. And I'm
Okay.
just refreshing items about when you pay to make it equitable to
Oh,
you.
okay. So there could be like new items, even though it's not been
Yeah.
a full. Okay.
But if you
So-
just want to go speak to them, we can do
could
that
get
for
in,
free.
yeah. Oceanus, how much did you get paid per day?
Sailors, about 2 to 3 silver pieces if you pay them well.
Oh.
If it's a crappy ship, then what? Is that not a lot of money?
That is me in real life. I don't know what money is in this game, but fuck, it's a lot of money.
Again, on that was the Layla. We were
Yes.
compensated pretty well. You know, maybe 5 copper to a silver piece normally.
Oh. Okay.
But we want to pay people well, don't we?
Of course we do.
Well, yes. Yes. Well, and it inspires more loyalty if you're nicer. Trust me.
Are you saying
So-
you're not going to let me mutiny? Shoot.
Shoot. Don't make
Yeah,
me
like
kill
the crew
Oceana.
mutiny against us.
Yeah, they'd all die.
It would just be
I'm
a
a
waste
nice
of our
guy, but-
money. Be a waste of our money.
Most of us can
Alright.
just swim.
So, magic shop to talk to Zol's captain, and then it's pretty early, right? Because it took us 4.5 hours. It was noon. It's like
So
5.
it's like 5, and probably after the conversations, waiting around, it's getting close to dusk. It's probably like 6 to 7ish,
Cool.
as the day goes.
Do we want to do that tonight, or wait until the morning?
Well,
There's more of a guarantee if we go during the day that they'll be there.
That's true. So maybe tonight we go grab a drink at the Snapping Lion. Maybe Monastrog comes to talk to us. We go back and sleep on the ship. I'm still totally fine with Solomon paying for our rooms, but I like the ship. But I'm
The
biased.
ship is smart.
I'm gonna decorate my room a little bit more. So who knows?
So,
True.
Josh,
Mhm.
just from my knowledge, Oceana said he got paid 2 silver a day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Lila was making bank.
Yeah.
There were 30 people on that ship.
One thing that's important is you don't know what Lila did.
I don't.
Wait, can I just want to. Debbie wasn't paid?
Kind of.
I mean, she was kind of her daughter. So, like, I don't know, maybe I got an allowance?
yeah, it was more of a like room and board and
Oh, gotcha.
family sort of.
Yeah, it was
thing.
less like I got
Yeah.
hired. I was not old enough to get hired.
Yeah.
So it's
Child
actually
labor laws aren't a thing in D&D.
So
Let's
for
be 100.
8 sailors, you're looking at
It's
about 1
112
point.
silver.
Yeah.
Looking for what now?
You're looking at about I think for 8 sailors a day, it's like a gold piece and 2 silver or something like that. 10 silver to a gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
8
it's
times 2 is 16 silver pieces if you were doing it at 2. So 16 silver pieces is 1 gold piece and 6 silver pieces a day.
so I did it for 7 days.
Uh-huh.
It's 112 silver per the week for the whole crew.
And that's for 8 or 15?
It's for 8 people.
That's for 8.
Eight people. So it's essentially what 10 gold a week, a little bit
Yeah.
more.
About 10.
That's
And we
pretty-
can make it an average to make it simple. We're
Actually,
not
it's
gonna-
11 gold a week.
11 gold a
It's
week.
112.
Thank you, Sean, for doing that. So 11
No
gold
problem.
pieces a week for a crew of 8.
If we're
Double
paying
that
them
for a
2.
crew of 15, essentially. So 22 gold pieces a week.
And that's if we're paying them well.
If you're
So
paying,
we're paying them well for 8 people.
Okay.
22.
All
That's
right.
for a
So,
week of voyage.
so
it adds up.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
There
but
are
I'm
also
just
other
saying-
expenses with the ship, so you also need to feed them. As it stands, the ship is stocked, and then supplies for the vessel. So
But I was just saying it's not bad in the sense of, like, for us. But
yeah, no, it's genuinely not. You guys make a lot of gold compared to the actual economy of the real world, just like
Yeah.
standard Dungeons and Dragons fare.
Yeah.
Most
We'll
people,
find that in some dead guy's pockets.
most people on the street won't see a silver piece in like their lifetime. Like copper is the big go-to. Like
Yeah.
So, anyone else want a drink?
Let's get a drink. Morton, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you, when you turn into a monkey or an alligator or anything else like that,
hmm
can you keep any of your clothes and stuff visible, or does it all just go magically away?
All sort of just stays in there till I'm me again. I had to learn how to do it with this, and I sort of gesture towards the stick. That was more difficult, but I got it to go in there.
Okay. And they have to like.
I don't have to, I don't think. Otherwise, I'd just leave it behind.
Okay.
as you
Morton
make your
becomes
way.
suspicious.
As you kind of make your way into the Snapping Line Inn, familiar space, people are there.
We bring Oceanus with us. He's still with us, isn't he?
He's until told otherwher, he's just tagging along.
It's fine. We're just bringing the NPC. It's fine.
Just turn around, go back to the ship.
I'm not gonna do that to him.
Oh yes.
He can hang out with us for a little bit. He's the only member of our crew that we have that's still part of our crew. So.
He's the only member of our crew.
Period.
Dot, dot, dot.
That's the
So,
Oh
Vlad's sending him back to the ship by himself.
Just stand on the deck alone.
Yeah, just by himself. Well, he's staying with us. Because I'd feel bad. So, drinking. And also, I want to know if I can make any money tonight.
Hello, loves. Welcome back.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Still charging for our room.
Oh, every night.
I love you. So, we're back for a little while, although we may not be staying in the room. Just keep it for us, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. You staying for dinner? Drinks?
Yes.
Right.
Dinner and drinks would be amazing.
I'll have them brought out.
Thank you. Anything but claw wine.
What's that?
Do you have honey mead?
Oh!
Yeah, I think we
Sounds
got
great.
some. We got a cask.
Perfect, for the whole table. Yes, we'll do that.
All
Trying
right.
something new.
On Solomore.
You've
She
never
goes
had
back.
honey mead.
On Solomon, yes. What?
You've never had honey mead?
No, I have.
Oh, I thought you said you were trying something new. I go,
Oh, I mostly meant we were going to try something other than...
oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, solid.
Yeah.
Fair. So as you kind of make your way into the tavern,
Fair.
you
Fair.
you guys easily find a table to sit at as you take a seat.
Anybody singing tonight? Or is anybody performing tonight?
There is like a guy in one corner who up on the stage who's reading from a leather journal.
Oh.
Like bad poetry. Nobody's paying attention.
No.
Oh,
Oh no.
unfortunate.
You don't know how long he's going to be up there, but for now
okay.
he's going.
Well, she's gonna eat dinner, and if he's still there, and she's done, she'll say something.
Okay. Beautiful.
This is my stage.
No.
Alright. Food and drinks are brought out. Hannah gives you all a smile. It's just like some bread, a little bit of cheese, some cured meats. Nothing too flashy this evening. And then each of you has a kind of flask of, or not flask, but a 16-ounce glass of tankard, thank you, of honeyed mead.
Fuck yeah. That's Zal's
I asked them
favorite
for
drink.
cake.
You ask for cake?
Yeah.
Oh, love, I'm sorry. That was... we don't normally... I tell you what, let me talk to Gordon.
Oh god.
Oh, Gordon.
Oh god.
She goes into
This
the
is
back.
my real plan.
You hear, they bloody what? And it's like crashing and clanging in the back.
Jesus Christ.
So good to be back, isn't it? God.
You know what? I'm actually good. I don't want cake.
You ain't
I
on.
can
And it comes out like, I
I
don't...
can get everything to make you a cake on the ship sometime.
Oh, that's maybe later. Thank you. Though.
What color frosting would you like?
There's different colors. Green.
There's different colors. Green. Done. Green.
Door.
Fight me.
Oh my God.
Green, fight me. I don't care. Green.
Green.
So, while we're having dinner, so tomorrow, maybe we check out the shop, then we maybe check out the empty net, depending on how helpful the shop is. I might check out the docks and see about changing our name. Does anyone have ideas for a name? Peach already talked to me a little bit, but you know, since we're all going to be on it, it's not just mine.
What was your nickname again?
I don't know that it was really a nickname,
The Siren of the Falling Star.
yes, the Siren of the Fallen Stars. That's yes, that was it. So
Good memory, Paige.
I'm surprised
What?
Peach didn't already know that. Too early in
Nope,
my career.
Peach probably did know that.
Too early in my career.
What about the fallen star?
Button just forgot.
Fallen what?
The fallen star.
Sounds rather nice.
You are its captain, after all.
Yes, and if we buy it, I suppose I will stay as such. Weird. Not exactly what I thought was going to happen when No, it's not that. It's just, it's not exactly what I was going for when I left a ship to become a singer. Didn't think I would end up back on a ship.
You left the ship to become a singer.
Yes. You know,
Well-
not much you can do if you're sailing.
Well, I didn't know.
Even if you're not a captain forever, if you're the captain for a little while, you deserve to name it.
True.
True.
It's
Maybe. So I can look at changing that tomorrow. She's just gonna kind of like, so what else are we doing?
I have a couple errands I need to run tomorrow, but that I can do by myself.
Alright. I can handle the naming the ship deal by, well, I'll probably bring Oceanus, but, with that. But, other than that, does anyone, you know, do we all want to, obviously we're all going to Magic Shop, but do we all want to go see about finding new... I assume maybe you guys will be able to tell what they're going to kind of be like before we hire them.
I think
Some
we
of
all
you seem
should.
like you're better with people than I am, so...
I think we all
Yeah.
should go at least do that.
Okay,
Maybe
alright.
go visit your old friend.
I don't know that we'll be doing that.
I really enjoyed him. He was an interesting
What are you
person.
talking about?
The...
Your friends here?
No, the man that got us the information about where the ship might have gone down, or where information about my ship, my old ship.
Do you
Well,
remember
if he's
that
got
day
information-
where you were a cat and then I blended in with the wall and we waited?
Oh yeah, that was a good day.
That's what was
Okay.
happening while we were. Yes.
Well, if he's got information, he might be a good person to talk to.
We'll see.
If Zal really wants to talk to him, then Zal can.
I like him a lot.
I think you said that there was a bartender, Demi, that you were interested in. You could talk to the bartender.
I
I'll-
don't know if I was
I'll come with
interested. He was just, you know, a nice Goliath. It's fine.
A
How do you
Goliath?
insight check Demi on that?
Sure. If you
Sure.
are you deceiving or are you just saying things straight, Demi?
I'm just saying things.
Okay,
He's
so there's
just
no
a
need to
nice
roll
Goliath.
deception. Gotcha. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That is an 11. Tell me all your secrets.
So I'm calling it a fail. So Demi's pretty hard to read, Zal, which you know pretty well from your experience.
secrets.
So, wonderful. Then that sounds like a plan for tomorrow, but we're starting at the Quartermaster of Yez because I want to know if they have anything new, and also I think you're right, she would have a better idea on where to get sailors.
Sailor Storm.
That'd be nice to see her again.
She did try and buy me.
You think
Tried to
whatever
buy
you want.
Morton.
Well,
Listen. Let's be
maybe
real.
okay, hold on. Maybe we don't talk about the person that tried to sell people.
Hey, there it is. I don't want to buy sailors from the person who probably hit slaves.
I'm just saying,
That's a good point. I
Oceanus
didn't
got
think
sold
about
into slavery.
I didn't think about that. That's a really good point.
So maybe we stop. No, she's very awkward about it too. To just cover. She's no.
He doesn't say anything.
I don't know.
He's just kind of staring into the tankard in his hands.
Oh.
What you did?
How did I do this? I
So
used to be
tomorrow we're gonna get sailors.
She's very awkwardly just gonna be like, I don't know how to handle this. Is the guy done reading yet?
I'm gonna head back to the ship, I think. I'll see you all there. Kinda gets up.
So that was weird.
Why was that? wasn't really
was really
weird.
weird.
That
It
was,
was weird.
well, it was awkward for all of us, but it wasn't weird that he walked out. He got
Oh
so...
no, I meant the moment was weird. Like it was an awkward moment.
Oh, no, for sure that was weird.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Fine.
10 out of 10.
Fine.
Awkward moment.
It's a bad look.
So, just topic of conversation, we avoid the whole selling
Definitely.
people comments in front of the person that we saved from being sold again.
I didn't.
Me.
Also, just, because
Wait a minute.
Let's
Wait.
talk about it.
Wait a minute, Morton. Not you. Oceanus.
Oceanus Scott was
It's all I
So-
can believe. Right. I guess I'm talking to me the whole time.
no, that's why he was upset. That was why he was upset.
Oh.
Also, just a random thing that I found out today. Okay, hold on, no, I want to know. Guess how old he is. He's gone now, so we can say this. Guess how old he is.
It's an elf.
I rolled a 2. He's 30.
That's a good way to do it.
Well,
Okay, he's an elf. He's hot. 75.
okay. Morton?
Probably younger than you. I rolled a 2.
I was a 4.
Wow. You guys are not going to believe. So he's an elf, right? So, fun facts. Elves don't really look mature until they're like 100.
Oh, wait, what?
So, like fully mature, right? Yeah, like
oh,
they
then he's like 106, probably.
No, higher.
There's no. That's
125.
He is 253.
no. That's not.
He is,
No.
unless he lied to me today, which
I
I
don't-
don't see why he would.
He looks good for 253.
He does.
Right?
Not bad.
But weird though, isn't it?
What? That's so much to live through. What
That's
do you do
so
with all
much
that
older
time?
than all
I
of
don't
us.
know what to
Why
do
is
with a
he-
year.
Wait,
What do you do with all that
Why
time?
is he not like a sea captain at this
It's not
point?
that long.
he's only been topside for like 5 or 6 years. Didn't ask about that. Didn't know if I wanted to.
Top side? I never thought about it.
Sea elves, they live,
Yep. Didn't
under
think
the
about
sea.
that.
But crazy, right? But anyway, since he's going to be hanging out us a lot, I figured this is the only time to really have this conversation. So,
Right.
unfortunate, I'll check on him when we get back to the boat. Is the
I'll
guy
make sure
done
his
with
mental
Coach?
status is fine.
Is,
You passed it.
is,
Sorry about the slave thing.
I'm not gonna bring
Hey.
it up on...
Years old, huh? It's crazy.
Hey, like, remember that one time when you were sold? Sorry?
We did
You
say
good
that,
now?
Just saying. So, anyway, did the guy finish reading bad poetry?
As you look up, kind of having had your meal and a few drinks, eventually he gave up. Like, no, he had a hat out and
No.
nobody was putting money in it, and he
I
just
throw
kind of.
money in it. Hold on. No, I throw money
Is
in
he?
it.
Is
Do you
he
really?
done? Is he
Yeah.
done?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll let
I was
let
gonna
Morton
give him money
retcon
before
that.
he-
Yeah.
Before he
I throw money in
goes.
it.
He's right now like giving up, and he brought along his own poetry stand for the book, and he's like
Aw.
folding that up, and he like
Oh,
looks really
I'll throw him
dejected.
money. I
I
wanna
throw
throw him
9
money
copper.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 2 silver pieces.
Oh, thank
My
you.
copper.
I appreciate that.
I touch him on the shoulder and say, "You're doing great." And I cast guidance. Let me go back to my chair.
He's very successfully with an extra little guidance, puts things away very easily.
Ooh.
Thank you. And he shuffles out, feeling a little bit better about himself. He got some money from it.
Did he leave the bar?
He did.
Okay, now she's gonna sing.
Oh, okay. So Demi gets up on stage. Go ahead and roll performance for me.
Yeah. That is not that great. Hold on, wait. But my performance is crazy. That's a 19.
Okay. As you guys are kind of enjoying your meals, Demi begins her performance. Does it look like anything in particular, Demi? Standard fare.
I think some standard like sea shanty song. Pretty standard. She's feeling nostalgic because she's been back on a boat.
and this is like usually like it's a solo performance with everybody fixated on you. You pick up some sea shanties, and the crowd kind of gets into this and is like singing along, and yo ho, yo hey ho, what up, you right? It's like there's a little bit of like there's a couple of guys like link arms, yeah. As you kind of complete. Yes, please.
I had to do the echo. Sorry.
Okay. So you by the end you have like 2 gold pieces in your hand.
I had 4 silver pieces to that.
Make that.
Did you tip her too?
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys. It's like when you go to karaoke with a group of friends and they all are like, "Yes, you're doing so good." Like that's what I'm imagining.
Oh my god, is she famous?
Yes, she's so good. Like that's
Oh
what
my
I'm
god!
personal hype. So anyway, it was
Like-
2 gold. Is that what it was?
And 8 silver
From you or for both of us?
They
for
both
both
put in
of us.
4.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Going into the giant thing of money that she
donate to the
has, that's
community
just all
fund.
of our money.
Zal kind of gives a weird look and then goes, and like puts 2 silver in, and I was like,
That's 10 silver. That's a whole
Fine.
other gold.
That's a full gold piece from your party members there. Boom boom.
Aww.
All right.
So cute.
Pinto
Alright.
has a very strange, like, we're paying our friend. This is weird.
I like how both of them are
It's
equally
so
like. huh?
good.
So funny.
All right, as the evening
No
kind of
problem.
progresses, it's pushing towards it's getting like 9 o'clock or so. You've had your meal, some songs have been sung. You guys
I
had
wanna head back.
conversations. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
I don't know
together
what
or
everybody-
separately? What's the plan?
Probably? Yeah, because
Yep.
we don't
Head,
trust this
head
town.
back to the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way into the kind of cooler night air of Salt Marsh and head down to the ship proper, you walk up onto the deck and everything's quiet. Oceanus is just lighting a few kind of lights for the evening, just a few oil lanterns that he's hanging in various spots, lighting up the ship a little bit.
Is anybody doing anything towards him, or am I the only one?
Oceanus?
Yeah, I'm just making sure that it's not going to be a random, everybody decides they want to talk to him right now.
Oh, I'm good. I don't know him that well.
Okay. I'm just making sure. With our party, who knows? She'd go to
Yeah.
talk and be like, what's up?
I'm going to my quarters.
Okay.
So, are you guys wanting to? We can do really quick if you want. Are kind of heading towards bed. Are there any things you want to do for the evening? I know Demi has an idea.
Yep.
Or are you guys heading straight to sleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh that hard. I just imagining when I said I'm going to my quarters and Sean going, me too, and I'm just imagining Morton just climbing the mast.
Me too, bruh.
Like,
Sorry, I went the opposite
this,
direction.
Demi.
Zal
I
says
thought
I'm
you
going to
meant
my
you meant
quarters.
with you.
Yeah, and Morton's like, me too. Zal's quarters. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like,
Peach would like to go to their quarters and finish their letter to their mother, and then spend a while with their thesaurus and work on their poem.
Okay. Roll a performance check on your poem for me to just see kind of what kind of progress you make. And make it with advantage because you've been working on this for a while now.
Cool.
And you've got the thesaurus from Demi.
Okay.
Thesaurus.
Performance. That is a 14.
A 14. Okay. You make a good bit of headway. You're like Muneca, Biblioteca. What's that rhyme from Community? You're like
I
rolling
fucking
through.
love you right now,
This is painful, actually.
Josh. Donde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone. Ahora en discoteca, Monte. I can do that whole song.
Wow,
It's
I can't. But
It's one of my favorites.
that's what happens.
It's one of my favorite things. It's the only Spanish I know.
I'm pointing in the wrong direction. That's what happens. There we go. Okay. So, you kind of make some good headway and are starting to kind of, with Demi's guidance regarding like the marrying and checking of different words in place, you're starting to kind of get the hang of it a little bit there. All right.
And then they go to bed.
Okay.
Well, they take 15 minutes to take off their armor, and then they go to bed.
Chink, 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 chink.
ding, ding, ding.
Thank you.
What are you up there?
No, that's Peach's
And
heart.
Thomas is like hitting the
I thought you were
ground.
like snoring. as
Sounds
some
like a
kind of animal.
donkey.
I was like,
Yeah, I turned into a steel giraffe and I started screaming into the night.
Hey,
hear
to
about
be honest,
dolphins, and then
I'm
I
really
just
trying
come
to. No, I was just quickly trying to.
You see a full bear dangling off part of the curtain.
It's like an air raid siren.
I just, you know, all those like really sad videos of bears falling out of trees. Like that's like I've got that visual now.
Through the deck.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Listen, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Listen,
you do all the stuff.
Oh
Ow.
my god, guys. Okay. Is Morton just heading straight to bed there, Sean?
yeah, I'm just going to sleep.
I'm just
Zal
praying
praying.
to Mother, and then just having a conversation with Ashi, seeing how he's doing.
Oh, okay. So as you pray to Mother, you get a feeling like you've taken a step in the right direction. There's no words. There's no specifics. There's just a sense that you're a step closer to that you seek. And
Give
there's
a thumbs
Ashi.
up.
Ashi kind of curls, kind of hops down and makes a circle around you, gets onto your lap, does biscuits, and then kind of back to Kipa.
So, how are you tonight? Oh, well, in general, being on this plane. Is that weird, being on a different plane of existence?
My words are difficult. My sentience is not the same here as it is on the other side.
It's interesting. I wonder what it's like where you're from. Maybe one day we could visit.
Perhaps, Pact Keeper.
You know, you don't have to call me Pact Keeper. You can just call me Zol.
Perhaps so. It is
Well,
very bright there all the time.
wouldn't mind it.
What have you assholes done?
Sean's fault.
I'm sorry, very emotive. He said very bright, and I went,
Oh, she's too bright to be
Oh
home!
my god, you guys are feral beasts. Okay.
Well, that sounds, nice. It sounds like home, in a sense. And he kind of smiles and, well, I think it's time to sleep. But,
Very good, Zal.
of course. Night, Oshi. And I, just kind of curl up in bed, just...
Does a little circle, nestles in and goes to sleep.
Okay.
Taking snoring lessons from Morton.
It's the only way we can tell if the party's asleep is if people are snoring, so...
That's true. Demi, you see Oceanus at the end of the vessel just like hanging up. Basically this big iron hook that you put like an oil lantern on that he's lit, and he's just reaching up and hooking it on the thing.
She has no idea what she's doing. She has Bims on her shoulders, right? Okay. She's just gonna walk up to it.
You're not sure who on the ship taught him that, but it's new.
Wait, what?
The licking
The-
thing.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So she's gonna walk up to him. So
Captain Demi, how are you?
really can just drop the first part. Okay. So did you teach him that? She's gonna use this as a thing.
As you say that, like, Bims again goes, like, and, like, leaves, like, a slobber trail down the side of your face. No. I think that was one of the Kyodan sailors. They thought it was cute.
Yeah. I mean, he's... Yeah. Okay.
He was good.
He's cute.
He behaved.
Yes?
He killed a bird.
Yeah. Was it a parrot?
Just some sort of... I think it was a seagull. I didn't really... All I heard was a horrible screech, and I looked up at feathers.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'd be careful with that. But I'm glad that he was good. Thank you for watching him.
Yes.
Would have been bad if we'd taken him. I'm not really good with, conversations like that. Are you okay? Are you...
Who?
all right?
Oh.
You.
Sorry, I thought you were asking. I'm fine. Not great at conversations either. And I don't know you all that well yet.
To be honest, we don't know each other that well yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to tease you, but you've had a lot longer to figure out the conversation thing than I have.
Well, socially awkward doesn't remedy over time.
That's unfortunate. I
Sorry.
was hoping that eventually...
Good luck, but...
It's unfortunate.
I'm fine. The whole capture thing is a little raw.
Yes. They weren't thinking about that.
I know. It's not their fault.
Morton didn't actually even understand it. The concept of someone being sold is very new to him.
I say this from the nicest place. What does Morton understand? Just so I have a bearing.
Animals.
Sean walks off.
Animals. People actually much better than I do sometimes. Morton understands abstract things that a lot of us don't understand. But money and those sorts of things, no. But it's kind of nice to meet someone who has no idea what the concept of what you went through is.
Well, he's got incredible eyes. Whatever.
Yes, that's true.
Sees everything.
Good at seeing things. Yes.
And
Can I roll insight?
yeah, go ahead.
Let's see if he's... Okay. Oh, well, I did not roll well. Let's see what my insight is. It's a 10.
He's also hard to read, a lot like yourself. There are some
Right.
things he's picked up over his supposed 253 years on this planet.
Huh. Well, thank you for being here, because they are not used to this yet.
They're doing well. I jab a little because, well, Layla did it with everybody. Lila, excuse me. Sorry.
It's true.
Lila did
Yes.
it with everybody.
Yes. They'll be fine. They didn't mean to be insensitive. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that they weren't. It
Oh,
wasn't on purpose.
they get some grace, but if he comes up again, then, you know.
Yeah, I've already talked to them about it. It's fine. It shouldn't happen again.
I'm certain of that. So, what is the plan? You've been talking about south?
Yes, so there's a place called Styes, south of Seaton. Are you aware of it?
The Styes?
There's someone there called Mr. Dory that might have information about what happened to Delilah. That would be our first stop.
Good enough lead for me. The Styes, from what I've heard, is a shithole.
Lovely.
Don't know much beyond that.
I prefer to stay away from those usually, but I'm We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have to be careful down there.
Yes.
South
Well,
of Seaton, the waters get less distant.
So,
That's what I wanted.
south of Seaton is dangerous.
Yes. So Oceanus is kind of leans against the railing now, and he's set the big iron pole, and he's kind of looking out towards the sea. He just says, "Yes, south of Seaton is kind of gross. The ocean is. Well, there's a lot more chance for things to go wrong.
So you think maybe more crew better?
The further south you go, the closer you get to the domain of the pirate princes.
Not good.
So, we're not quite there when we hit the skies, but the open ocean itself is also more treacherous. Less creatures slain, more things lurking beneath the sea.
Alright. Well, have them take that into account. Maybe we get more crew than alright. Thank you for the information. I stay away from places like that.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll
And,
figure it out, and it's worth it if we're going after the light.
Yes. I hope so. Well then, have a good night.
Yourself as well.
I will see you in the... She is walking away. Because socially awkward doesn't get better.
It's like, what do I do with my hands again? I'm kidding. He just kind of quietly stands there before kind of heading down to his own cabin after a few minutes in the cool evening sea air. And with that, the evening goes by without any problems. You guys get a long rest, and you level up.
That's me.
Hey, Josh.
What?
Can I shed my skin?
You sure as shit can, man. You all
Thanks,
level
bud.
up, so that's level 5, I believe, right?
Yes!
We did it!
Alright, there it
I'm
is.
so strong.
You are the strongest of people.
Whoa!
I'm
I'm
strength.
God now. That's what it says on my sheet. It says, Adam, you've done it.
That's true.
One whole god? Oh my goodness.
Because you're one whole God currently.
It's crazy.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yay!
Third level spells, conjure
says
animals. Okay, we're
Oh,
done.
whoa. This sheet also says DM can't mess with you anymore.
Oh,
No more dolphin sharks.
That's a really cool feature you've got there, Adam.
I know, dude. Fucking D&D Beyond, everyone. Isn't it crazy?
Woo! That level 5.
Where's
You successfully completed the trial of the lizard folk.
Yay!
Dun, dun, dun. With like no violence. Wow. Well done, Scott. Good health
1,000
roll.
teeth.
Max health roll?
Very nice. All right.
Eh.
As you guys are kind of leveling up, you wake up in the morning.
I'm all set.
The ship gently kind of rocking against the dock. Oceanus is already up and about, checking on rigging and things like that, making sure everything's in place. And you do see the docks already springing to life a little bit, as you hear, people preparing to bring their sailing vessels out. A few of them already headed out into the waters, looking to pick up troll for fish and all that jazz. So, again, the day is yours. And if you need a minute, do your character sheets.
I need a minute.
Yeah.
Guys,
Nah,
I
let
gotta
me-
pick a new. I gotta pick a new invocation. So.
Oh, I actually do have a question for you specifically.
Sure.
Does my Staff of the Woodland go up? It's okay if it doesn't. but
It
we
does
talked
not
about
at this level.
it. Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you.
Peach's sheet is done. Could they go on a shopping trip while everyone is maybe sleeping?
Absolutely. Peach kind of Oceanus is like pulling some rigging up and like coiling some rope over his shoulder, and he kind of glances up as you make your way out of your cabin, and just kind of gives you a morning.
Good morning, Oceanus. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Oh, I'm a cook. They're gonna make breakfast.
Oh, all right. Do you need help with that? We're just kind of.
Do you want to? You don't have to, but if you like the kitchen,
I'd prefer not to.
Then nope.
I was just being polite, honestly.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Do you have a favorite breakfast food?
You're going to laugh at me.
No, probably not.
Do you know what kippers are?
Yes! My mom loves kippers and biscuits.
I've never had them with biscuits. Alright, well, kippers, again, long ask, no expectations. I'm just going to go back to coiling my rope now.
Can Peach find kippers in the kitchen?
Actually, not on the ship, but the market will certainly have it. You know you've smelt them.
Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go to the market last then. First thing they'd like to do is go back to Kiorna's leather shop.
Oh, okay. It's pretty early, and you see.
It's not open yet.
You see as you kind of make your way up there. It's not bustling. There's nobody outside. The door is closed, and you don't see any lights on. You can certainly knock.
I won't bother her. I'll come back. Well, will I bother her? Peach knocks.
There's kind of a pause, and then there's a. One moment. And then this kind of leathery old woman comes. Oh, Peach, was it? Yes.
Hello again.
Hi. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry to bother you. Your leather work is just so beautiful, and I have seen leather bookmarkers before, and I was wondering if you've ever made a bookmark.
Well, yes, plenty of them actually. It's not really what I'm used to, but when the wealthy people started showing up in town, I started dabbling a little bit. They'd come and ask, so I have a few here. Pulls out, disappears for a minute, returns with, they're just kind of, just laid them across her arm, like at the Ren Fair, and it's just kind of showing you, they're just various dyed-colored leather. There's not anything particularly special. A few, stamped prints on them, like a rose on one, and like a knot on another.
Are any of them dyed blue? Like a blue tint?
Sure, yeah, there's a couple blue ones there.
He's just gonna find the prettiest blue and ask, do you have any falling or shooting star stamps? Is that something you could do?
I have a star stamp, and I could put some lines in with the tool.
That would be wonderful, if that's something you're selling.
Sure. That'd probably be about leather, time, craftsmanship, 2 gold pieces.
Peach pulls out 2 gold pieces.
I can have this done for you pretty quickly. Just, so she's in a robe.
Oh, good morning.
Do you want to come in? There's tea on the stove.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, and just puts the one you've picked out on the table. Back to that. Gets tea, pours it, just kind of pulls it. It's a quick process where the star stamp is very, very quick. Puts the star stamp down on the leather and just kind of with a hammer around the edge, and then she adds a curative to it that's some sort of sealant, and then she works in a few of these kind of streaks, and then again curative on that.
Peach is just watching the artist work and sipping tea.
Right. It takes about 30 minutes to get it all done and dried and cured. It smells a little strong still, it's like a lacquer of some sort, you think, and all right, done. Perfect. You're a fairly good customer then, I suppose.
Hey, you're an artist, and I like supporting artists.
Oh, well, I try. Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely morning, Kiorna. Thank you.
You too, Peach. Closes
Oh,
the door.
wait,
Oh.
Kiorna, I'm so sorry. Do you know
Yes?
where I could find a compass? And do you know if there are any metal workers in town?
Well, there's the smith over by past the city hall. I think, yes, the smith. And you've been there before, so that's the one.
Yeah.
And I think it's called the Dwarven Anvil. Not run by dwarves. And then there is compasses and fairs like that. Probably, they might be on the pricier end, but I'm sure you could get one at the market on, not the Green Run market, but the market on the dock side. There's usually folks who are selling that sort of wares.
The Kippers Market, correct?
Same place, yes.
place?
Fish,
Excellent.
rope, compasses, leathers, tobacco, that sort of thing.
Thank you so much, Kiorna. Now they actually leave.
Okay. Closes the door.
Nothing
Everyone else
had
is waking
to-
up by now to find Peach has kind of disappeared. Oceanus is...
Oh no!
Have you seen our fighter?
They went to get kippers.
Kippers?
Yes.
What's a kippa?
It's a salted fish.
Sounds good.
Delicious.
Yes, they're pretty good, but I'm surprised they didn't just make something that was in the kitchen. All right.
That may be my fault. They asked what I wanted, what I liked, and then I said it, and then they seem to, when you say you want something, they go out of their way for it.
Yep, that definitely sounds like you saw Peach this morning. So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, Demi, by the way, I can do something really fun now. Watch this. And I'm gonna use Mask of Many Faces and turn into Demi, just standing in front of Demi.
I have so many concerns for this.
I become Morton.
I know.
Yeah, short more.
My height isn't changing, so I'm
Yeah.
just a really tall Demi or a really short Morton.
I don't. Well, now it's fun. Can you do Oceanus?
Yeah, and I just
Oh, no.
become Oceanus, and
Oh, Jesus.
I come down in the middle of
I
seeing
just
myself.
pause angrily
Why
Wow, that's
angry?
actually spot on.
because he's usually angry at me.
Oh, well,
It's fair,
oh.
honestly.
Yeah,
All right.
What the heck?
Can you go back to
What?
you,
yeah.
please?
And I drop it
Just
so
looking
that I
at
go
George
back to them.
Giannis's. Oh.
I- You all apparently had a fun time today. You know what? I could do something fun too.
Ooh,
I'm gonna figure out what Peach is, and she's gonna cast Sending.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look at that.
Let's see. Good morning, Peach. Where are you? Get Kippers and come back, please. We can run errands together. Respond to message.
Hi, Demi. That's new. I'll be back soon. Getting kippers.
They're on the way back.
oh, okay.
You can go look for him if you want.
I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
But fun facts, I can do that now. Just send messages out if I know the person. I can torture you no matter where you are. So be careful with the whole turning into me thing.
Hey, wait a second. And I turn into what's his name on the council? The dick. I keep always forgetting.
Oh.
Prime water.
I jump in Prime Water. I hate you all. You guys are the worst.
I also turned into Prime Water, but tall. I'm like,
Oh my god, what? No!
I'm an idiot. I'm Prime Water, and I
I'm
don't.
gonna look at Oceanus and just be like, doesn't this just inspire confidence?
I start walking around like this.
If there was some sort of god in this world, I'd feel terrible for him.
You don't believe in any of them? There's a lot.
Um,
Yeah,
Actually,
up for
Wait, the
up,
second says that I
there's
got-
many, I'm sure.
I got
Meet
my
ancient
powers-
Goofnar.
I got ancient Goofnar.
No, that is quite impressive. You're all terrifying. Jeez. He actually smiles a little bit,
See,
begrudgingly.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh goodness.
Right.
So I guess we'll eat once Peach gets back.
Peach, it's
Yeah.
easy enough to acquire. A compass is going to be about 5 gold pieces in total, and you're able to acquire it and return. If you want to prepare breakfast really quick, do a performance check for me.
All right. That's 16, but I think I have a +1.
17. Okay.
Yeah, 17.
It's a pretty solid meal. I don't actually know how to prepare kippers, so I'm going to say they were prepared well, however you're supposed to prepare them, with toast.
Yeah, kippers and toast. Sounds
Kippers
good.
and toast for breakfast is what you have.
I think I've heard that on a British show before.
Yeah, it sounds really British. So, with that done,
Righto.
you've had your breakfast. Sorry, Zal, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I was just saying righto because you said a British.
Pip pip cheerio, what all that?
Hip hip cheerio, righto.
Bloody British.
Kippers and toast.
Yes.
I
Smashing.
feel insulted for anybody in our chat right now.
Sorry, England.
Sorry, just blanketed England. Just
What up, England?
so Quartermaster finding some sailors, possibly changing
Some
the
crew people?
name of a ship. Yes.
No.
All right.
Oh, Peach. Me and Morton can do this fun thing.
Oh no.
I'm still just prime water.
Yeah, I become prime water too, and I just go, alright, I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
I sure do love smuggling.
They've been doing this for 15 minutes.
Smuggling.
I'm really sorry.
They picked such
15
a
minutes.
scary one. Can you do any other ones? Is this it? Is it the
I
one?
become Peach.
I look over and go,
Is that what I look like?
all right, don't change.
Yeah, this is how you look. Is this, quite beautiful. What? Why
Go
am
back
I
to
doing
you.
that? Okay, and I go back to myself.
I'm still prime water.
Maybe we don't go out looking like that though, Morton.
Oh,
Can you be you again?
it just sort of like dissipates off me.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah,
So,
the way- Oh, I was just gonna say the way I see Zal's is it's almost like the light that he does whenever he casts. It kind of glows out from him, and then when like his form kind of comes back, it's a different person standing there instead.
Awesome.
So it's just kind of like a quick glow, and then he's different. Power Ranger transformation, basically, is what it looks like.
Beautiful. I love watching you guys explore new powers. All right.
Oh, just you wait, bud.
just you wait, dude.
I'm so afraid.
Just you
Just
wait.
you wait, bud.
I love you all.
I did
Okay.
Something that
You
seems
don't.
reasonable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to destroy this island.
I hate it.
All right. So, how do you want to proceed?
Quartermaster?
Master.
Yeah, we're going to the not lol, Theos.
You're going to Eos. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
So-
Theos
Easy enough to make your way.
That's canonical now.
You easily enough make your way through the town of Saltmarsh
You're
and
taking
over.
Oceanus or relieving him?
I'll stay on the ship.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I mean,
Perfect.
it's your call, but
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
No, I'm fine. I think we'll figure out ship things later, but I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, actually,
I just
Why
look
you
at him. Can I look at him and just say, "You fight"?
I was, yes. If you could find a trident,
Oh.
I have a trident. Peach is gonna run to their room and grab their trident.
With the
Come back.
armor. Ding, 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 ding.
Here you go.
Wait.
Yeah.
this is my trident. No, it's
This is yours.
Is this the one you? Which one is this? Hold on, let me.
Well,
Read.
she
This is the
stabbed
one
him with.
that Peach stabbed both of them. in the
This
foot
is
with.
his trident. He goes,
Oh,
"This
no.
is my trident."
So,
I didn't know. Here you go.
Oh,
we found it on the ship.
did you find my armor
Parrot?
as well?
Oh.
No,
I
fuck
don't
the
think we
parrot.
found
then.
armor.
Okay.
I didn't think we found armor when we looked.
What kind?
No.
Oh, I sold my armor.
He kind of
What have you
hefts
got?
it and like gives
I
it
had regular leather armor, which I forgot I had.
It's fine. This helps me defend myself.
Okay.
So you need armor though.
I mean, nothing extreme, but leather armor is always good.
She just runs back to her room.
Wait a minute, is this my armor? Okay.
Why do you all have my stuff?
But
It's like
this
two
is, like,
sizes too small.
But yeah, no, she does have armor though. She has like regular that she had.
That should
That
fit.
she got new studded leather armor. So.
Might be a little tight, but thank you all.
Oh no! Yeah, that was Parker, not Demi. Sorry.
Oops.
No.
His midriff shows.
Rats.
Stop it.
Somehow the
I
abs
know a
show through the
leather
leather.
worker if you need something added to it.
No, this is more than enough. Thank you all. And he kind of nods and smiles. And again, he's not smiled a lot at Morton, Peach, or Zal. He kind of gives you all a smile.
Fuck yeah.
Aw.
Morton.
No,
Morton,
okay.
no.
And she's just gonna start pushing on Morton's back. We're going shopping now.
Can I just say I love how Debbie ends Zal's reaction was, Morton, please
No,
don't look
no.
like that. Like, no. Morton, anything
going
but
so
that.
well.
Oh my god, yes. So, you guys make your way to the quartermaster of Eos. Bridge sickness and all. Yes. You pay 50 gold pieces for the group for the week.
Is it the same week or no?
Do you want new stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
50 gold.
50 gold pieces. Then it is new stuff.
50 gold.
New stuff.
Time bends slightly.
Ah!
I pay it out of the party funds. Like, oh.
Okay.
It's out of the party fund. Lego.
It's like if I walked up and just was like, "Hey, I'm paying for our way into the club." That's what Debbie just did. She was
Lego. Let's get weird, y'all.
like, I imagine she just keeps little 50 gold pouches for this.
Just,
Oh,
I'm gonna.
Just because I want to, before we go in, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic,
Oh.
which lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, as you cast it, there is. As you initially cast it, the guards at the front door, as you walk up, they have amulets on both that are glowing.
Okay.
And as you walk down the hallway, there's nothing really in the main building in this long kind of hallway with the red carpet.
Oh. Okay.
But as you part,
I thought you meant their amulets were glowing because I cast the spell.
oh no, they're
Okay,
amulets.
so they're wearing magic.
Yeah, they're wearing magical amulets. They're
I was
like,
like, what did I do?
whoa, buddy! As you walk into the,
We know that you're detective.
as you walk into that main room, you see as the whole. Basically, there's like a curtain and like these little steps that come down that each time Xandros comes down, she comes down these few steps to this kind of main table. There is just radiating light coming through that curtain, like almost blindingly so. But as Xandros kind of walks down, she says, Khajiit Hazwez, I need you to stop that with the spell, please.
We're just staring like this at the door. It's like,
Enough.
wait, how'd you know I have it on?
None of your damn
Morton.
business.
I
Well,
cut it off.
One, what did you?
Sorry. Nothing. It's fine.
Okay.
I think we
All
Just
right.
sort of like, still staring at the door.
So, you would like to buy things from me again? Yes?
maybe.
Normal? Or do you have objects you would like me to identify?
Oh, can you do that?
Yes. And she kind of gestures every time, and I did mention earlier, there's a pearl sitting
You did.
here.
Pearl.
There's
Yeah.
a pearl on a stand
Yup.
that allows her to identify objects that you are selling to her to assure that you are.
That is good to know.
Cool.
She says, I will, while you decide, I will bring out the items that we have. And
Is
so
the identifying free? Sorry.
it's 10 gold pieces an item.
Okay.
I'll cover that.
So she returns, she puts down the silver tray, which has a slew of items, and then she actually goes back inside and comes back out, and she's carrying a saddle. Peach. Amazing.
I love it.
That's so good. She's carrying a saddle, which she kind of sets to the side, and says, that is... I don't know why we have this, but it is here. Okay. So, here is the spell scroll. A simple spell, cantrip, acid splash. This here, and I'm just going to really quick again read off the items for you all. So, spell scroll, cantrip, acid splash is a common item at 65 gold pieces. Okay? The ring of water walking is available. Uncommon for 300 gold pieces. The boots of striding and springing available. Uncommon for 300 gold pieces. The saddle of the cavalier is available.
What?
Yep. Uncommon at 300 gold pieces.
I can be a horse.
You can be a horse. You also own horses, technically.
Oh shit, really good?
No, we gave them.
No, we gave
put
them enough
at
for a
saddle.
week.
That's great.
We might need to go pay
You
them
did
again.
that.
The potion of gaseous form is a rare at 2,500 gold pieces. The potion of speed is very rare at 25,000 gold pieces. There is also a spell scroll 8th level, Feeble Mind, for 25,000 gold pieces. So, one more time. I'm assuming that anything over 25,000 gold pieces is out of the price range at this time, so we
Pretty
won't go
much,
over those.
yeah.
Did you assume that? Huh?
You know, just
Is it because we look like a scraggly group?
It's 'cause it's correct.
yeah, you look like
'Cause he's right.
trash
He's
people.
Well,
No, it's because so spell scroll, cantrip, acid splash for 75 gold pieces. Ring of water walking for 300 gold pieces. Boots of striding and springing, 300 gold pieces. Saddle of the cavalier, 300 gold pieces, and the potion of gaseous form for 2,500 gold pieces. And I have food. Ignore me.
Not gonna lie to you, I want that ring.
And the boot.
I think
The
Peach needs
ring
the
would be
Peach should get
so good for Peach.
Yeah.
Can't fall into the water if they can walk on
And
it.
kind of the boots actually would be good for Peach as well.
What did the boots do?
I'm pretty sure they increase your jump height.
It increases your jump height, and it also makes it so. Isn't it?
Your movement can't go under 30.
It increases your walking speed.
Well, no, it
Right?
can't go
No.
below 30. It just is 30 if it's not
Gotcha.
more.
Yeah.
And you can't be slowed by over encumbrance.
Your walking speed becomes 30 feet if you're not. And your speed isn't reduced if you are encumbered while or wearing heavy armor. In addition, that doesn't matter to you because you're proficient.
Yeah.
In addition, you can jump 3 times your normal distance, though you can't jump farther than your remaining movement would allow. Usually, the way that works is basically your standing jump is based off of your strength modifier times, and then your running jump is that with like 10 feet on it or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Pull it up.
Yeah.
But it basically triples jump speed, which is very good. Or different.
These boots
And-
would be good for any of us. If one of you casters wanted to get out of the way really quickly, it could be good. Or it could be good for me if I wanted to get places fast. Or high places faster.
Well, I
Definitely think the ring of water walking for Peach.
Yeah, someone's
Exactly.
gotta get that, and I think it should go to Peach.
It should go to
Yeah.
Peach.
Also, I can learn that spell. Just saying.
It would literally make no sense for me. So,
I could have
literal
taken,
no.
I could have taken the invocation, but I chose not to. But I could just breathe underwater at a certain point.
First, we identify the items. I'll pay for whatever gold.
10
we
gold
have to
pieces?
do.
How many items do you have?
2 items?
I have
at the crown.
2. I have 2. I have a ring that we found and a crown.
So I'll pay the 20 gold for those 2.
Can we have her identify those first? Is that what we're doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She
So
takes...
it was the silver circlet with the blue gem from the frog, and then a ring from the Thousand Teeth stomach.
Right. So,
Oh yeah.
Are the two that I have.
as she casts Identify, essentially using the pearl as a focus, she inspects the item, like looking around it, and begins to get information back after the ritual cast time for the spell. She hands the circlet, or kind of pushes it back across the table to you all. That is the Helm of Underwater action. It's a copper brass inlaid sort of circlet with just a slight, it's like a tiara, but with the slightest greenish hue to it, and there's some kind of teal stone set in it. The wearer of this helmet can see underwater, drawing, let's see, that's the wrong one, I'm sorry, this one. While wearing this brass helmet, I've physically altered it a little bit. You can breathe underwater, you gain dark vision with a range of 60 feet, and you gain a swimming speed of 30 feet.
Holy shit.
Holy
it does
shit.
require attunement.
That's also really good for Peach.
Yeah.
We wouldn't need the ring then.
Yeah, it would be really good.
But
for
I'd still
Peach.
want the ring, though. Honestly. It's good to have around. Someone be able to walk on water. We're on the ocean.
No, that's a solid point. I was just saying
Yeah.
you wouldn't need the ring if they could breathe it underwater. That's
Yeah.
I was saying
Yeah,
that.
they could breathe and they could see and they could move
If they
underwater.
fell off the ship, they
Very
just would swim back to the boat.
Yeah.
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 She's just gonna hand that over to Peach.
That's the circlet, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
it's
correct.
a circlet.
Ironically, the one person with the actual tiara.
The ring
Actually,
is, as she hands it back to you, she says, "This is the Ring of Bravery. It requires attunement, and it grants saving throws against effects that would..." I'm sorry, I'm giving her accent, but this is just me. It essentially gives you advantage on saving throws against anything that would cause you charm or frightened.
Oh.
Might be good for a bard to have. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. That's fine.
Both of these items are interesting to me, and I would pay you for them.
Oh, hold up there. How much? Maybe we get that push of speed? Feeble Mind, Ring of Being Brave. These are
Both.
the same thing.
Both of these items, I would give you 275 gold pieces for each one.
We're keeping the
For each
tiara.
one.
The
The
tiara is a no-go, but the ring...
Does anyone want advantage on saving throws for being frightened and things?
We could
I'm all
also
set.
do a straight trade.
Oh,
Ring for ring.
Ring for ring.
the ring for the water walking and then 25 gold? Or just a
Or
straight
just
trade?
ring for ring.
A ring for a ring? That
Ring for ring.
I think that works. I'm good for that.
I'm down.
Okay. So you trade
So-
the ring. So you
Mhm.
get in your possession the ring of water walking.
who wants it?
Yeah, I'm gonna lie if I said I don't want it.
Okay,
Go
take
for
it.
it.
Hell yeah.
So
Okay.
that leaves the spell scroll for the cantrip,
Mm-hmm.
the boots of springing and striding, the saddle of the cavalier, and the potion of gaseous form.
What does the saddle do?
That's a really good question.
Just
I
because
think the rider can't get knocked off the horse.
Yeah.
Basically, that's about it.
It gives you like a cavalier feature.
Yeah, it's not that great. Also, guess who doesn't have to cross that fucking bridge anymore?
Oh,
I knew
that's
it.
That's the only reason you wanted the ring, isn't it? Don't you lie to me right now. Is that the only reason?
Yes.
Essentially,
Are you kidding me? Can I be 100 though? You can't become fish.
I can. They'll just
you
like
can.
on the water.
Flapping on top of a solid surface.
So the
Technically,
way-
I don't think it would because it
the-
goes into his form.
The way that the
I
ring
guess.
works, the way that I reckon it, is you can just essentially deactivate the ring to fall into the water if you want.
Okay.
Willingly, like I can just choose
Yeah.
to go into
Now,
the
if you
water.
do it during combat,
Damn
it's an
it.
action to use the ring. But otherwise,
That's
it's
totally
just
fine.
yeah.
Basically,
Damn
I actually
it.
turn
'Cause
it
they-
on or off.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like and then you
Oh, just kiss Josh. Just
That's
Damn
because it's
it.
so stupid that I don't explain that.
stroll across that water.
Because all I could imagine was just him being like, "I'm gonna become a piranha," and just like flapping around on top of the
Dolphin.
surface.
So the saddle of the cavalier, just to bring us back on track a little bit, is essentially you can't be dismounted without intending to dismount. So
Okay. So that's not great for the seafaring folk.
That's
Yeah, no.
also hilariously funny that that's a magical item of like, this is super glue for your ass, so you never fall.
I will say the second thing is good in certain scenarios. In that attack rolls against the mount have disadvantage, which is a cavalier feature.
That is
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
So if you were
Which is-
riding Morton and they were trying to hit Morton, it would be a disadvantage.
I mean, but it just makes me
Sorry,
laugh at the idea-
sorry.
It just makes me laugh at the idea of you just being like, "I'm super glued my ass to this fucking seat, and I'm not gonna hit the ground.
I live
Oh
here.
my god.
This is my
I
home."
live here.
I
Okay.
will argue for the boots.
Do we
Guys,
want
I
the
say we
boot?
get the boots.
No matter who they go on, they're useful.
Yeah, I say we get the boots. 'Cause
Sure.
we didn't even
Who
spend
wants
money on the ring.
Who wants
So-
them?
And if you want the specifics on the boots, string
Who thinks that they will use them the most or be the most effective with them?
I'm good.
I
would
usually
use-
stay pretty far back.
I can jump in and out of fights, but I think Peach would be more effective with them because they can. Because also, it doesn't. The way they work too is that if encumbering doesn't slow you down, right?
Yeah, but I will
They
say
could carry one of us
it
if they had to.
it is good to think about who is bad at making athletics checks.
Exactly.
If you need to jump away from something or across a chasm,
Yeah, if
one
someone...
of you two. Just saying.
I'm really not athletic.
What is
yet.
that? What was that
That's
supposed
not-
to mean?
That's not her thing.
Morton did say that, by the way.
Quick
No.
side
No,
note.
what was
Sean
that
did.
supposed to mean, Sean? Was that a dig at
Morton
Peach?
didn't-
Was that a dig at Peach?
No, what are you talking about? Peach is probably the only one of us that could actually succeed in
Do
that.
athletics.
Every single one of these items does require attunement, so also keep that
Yes, I'm
Uh,
attuning to the water.
Don't worry, everyone. I have 2 more, despite the cursed item that I have.
in mind.
Oh.
Damn it! You should have reminded me of that a minute ago. I would have taken it and removed curse.
That's fine. She doesn't care. She thinks it's hilarious.
And then we could have gave it to Morton, and Morton could have been cursed with the perfect weapon.
Don't worry, she has the perfect skipping stone off the boat. She's totally good.
Just cut your finger off. Wait a minute,
No.
was you doing that?
It's a stone.
It's a stone.
Would
What
you-
Oh wait, yeah, I thought it was the ring.
Cut your
Calm
finger
down.
off. You should
Cut your
cut a finger off.
Get rid of
What
the
did this do? What did this do? I just have a hole now.
Come on, guys, just cut your finger off.
Obviously, the way you get rid of curses, you chop your finger off.
Listen, I'm not smart, okay?
All right.
One, not
So-
you, 9-fingered Jim.
Would you like to purchase the boots then?
I would
Yeah.
say
They
yes.
might be good for Demi-Years-All.
Yes. I would
So
agree to that.
you go ahead and you make your purchase. Whoever wants to put it on, put it on.
300, right?
300 gold pieces.
Okay. I'll wear them, but if people want it, I'm not going to be. If you want me to wear them, I'll wear them. I'm good with whatever.
You can wear them. Fine by me.
You sure, Peach? Are you sure you don't want them?
I would rather either you or Demi have them.
Demi, are you sure you don't want them?
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
I stay back quite a bit.
I got springy boots.
All right. With your business done, Zendros kind of
Um,
looks at you. Yes.
Question for you. I've recently acquired a vessel. I think I told you about that.
Yes, the sea ghost.
Can I ask your... We're going to rename that. Can I ask your opinion on something?
Certainly.
um,
Can't get her accent back.
where would you, in Saltmarsh, recommend looking for a crew?
I would look at that crappy tavern,
The Empty Net?
Empty Net, or you will find walking along the docks there are eager men ready to take work. The hanging net, you'll probably find specialists and people. Regular sailors will be there too, but also at the docks.
Okay. Thank you. We just have to find, we have to crew this ship, so...
What will you be doing?
Hopefully finding more information about the Lila. The goal.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Did the Merle help you?
Somewhat. I am afraid we'll be heading south of Seaton to a little bit of an unsavory waters. Any advice?
Don't trust pirates?
That does sound right.
I know. Just arm yourselves.
Can do that.
I think Silton has better shipping yards if you need to make changes to your vessel.
Which one?
Seaton.
Seaton. Oh, that's true. Yes, it's a smuggling ship, or it was. I don't know that it's very, up to date and armed, to be honest.
Well, and you know, south of Seaton is pirate water.
Yes. Not looking forward to that.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Find anything interesting in your travels, and you bring it to Captain Zendros.
Always.
Alright. And, as you finish your business and head out into the main streets of Saltmarsh, you're greeting her. Oh, you're winking at her? Okay, let me just, one moment. She kind of gives you that smile.
Hell yeah,
Little
dude.
predatory smile.
Hell yeah, dude!
As you make your way out.
I hate it. I hate it.
As you make your way out, are you doing anything else, or are you heading out? Is that?
No, we're good.
Okay. As you head out into the town proper. Okay. You kind of continue to make your way. Where are you headed?
I'm going to turn into a horse. And I'm going to book it to the nearest water.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, wait, I'm not to tune to the ring yet. Never mind, I don't do that.
Oh, yeah, just...
That would have been really embarrassing. I need to test
But
it.
you need an
what's
hour.
great is if I sit on top of you and you're a horse and you go across the river, not on the bridge, can I ride on you?
Sure.
Great.
Dude,
Anti-bridge
this is,
No
Team.
more sickness.
this is like a weird version of Ghost Rider, where
Team
Ghost
No
Rider runs
Bridge.
on water.
Yeah.
Team no bridge.
That is. All right. So where are you all headed?
I think it's probably a little early to do the empty net, right? That's
Yeah, it looks shut down. Like
yeah.
on your way in, you saw a guy being thrown out as it was like closing time, kind of thing.
Is there... I don't know if because we know about like the leather shop. Is there any like clothing shops around here, or like
I'm sure if you
places to
asked
get,
around, you
like,
could find a tailor.
nicer clothes?
I'm sure if you asked around.
Cool.
You're not aware of one. You probably walked past.
I'm gonna ask around.
Okay. You just looking for a random person?
I mean, we're in the market because that was like right next to the market, right?
Yeah, the green market is on this side.
Yeah. So like, I'm kind of going through the market, asking if people know where to get clothes, or is
Oh,
there
okay.
a clothing
Yeah.
shop, or
Um,
is there something?
So there's a few stalls that sell like hats, gloves, scarves, things like that, even like work shirts, like in the market. Is mention of a tailor. Trying to remember. Gods. Sorry, guys. Notes.
Fine. I'm gonna sit down and start tuning the ring.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so-
put the boots on when we left.
Peach is gonna sit with Morton and attune their circlet.
So you're just doing this like at the edge of the market, is what you're doing?
I mean,
The
you
market
there's, like,
by the
benches or setting places.
The green market is kind of near the bridge on this side of the river. Sorry, what was that, Sean?
Just wherever there's like seating or benches or just a place to sit out of the way. I really don't care about chairs.
Perfect. You find a nice grassy spot.
I sit there for an hour.
Yeah, my moon shoes are on, but I'm just still a guitar.
Kid-powered anti-gravity shoes? Oh, that's a commercial.
Technically. I got my moon shoes! Moon shoes!
Alright, so they point you towards Albert's Alabaster Emporium as a clothing store.
Oh, we should also get health potions while we're here. From that con artist. I mean, local store owner.
While they're in the
Gotcha.
marketplace, does there seem to be someone who is like making jewelry or anything?
Ooh, I also want to know about
Roll perception.
Oh God. Okay, 17. I think that's only -1.
There's some like it's kind of small, shoddy stuff that looks like it's been done out of like fishing hooks and things like that, but nothing in particular that stands out.
Okay.
I go to wherever the group is located. So I found out about the tailor, Albert's Alabaster's Emporium. If you want to swing by there. We should also check up on the ambassador.
As
Make sure he's doing.
you are talking, Morton, you notice first Monastrad cutting across the green market straight towards you all at a quick pace.
Oh no.
I'm
She
just
looks
sitting there, with my eyes
disheveled.
closed. I sort of like hear her shouting from a distance, like, "Hey!"
And everyone, as
No,
you turn, Monastrad kind of closes the distance. She looks like she hasn't slept all night. She has bags under her eyes, and she hurries up to you, kind of glances over her shoulder, makes sure that nobody is really close. She says, "There's been another murder."
Oh, it's
And with that, we close the session.
No, you don't. No.
Hey,
Absolutely not.
chat.
No.
Chat.
I have one very important question. Did I attune to the ring?
I
Yeah,
attune to my
you guys are
control?
attuned to your items. Chat,
Okay, quick question also. Who got killed? Because that's not cool.
you will
That's
find
not
out.
cool,
You
and
will
know it.
find out
No.
on Saturday's episode.
Josh?
Chat thinks it's the lizard guy. I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, I
don't
look
think it's
forward
over
to
yet.
hearing speculation in our patron Discord if you guys are subscribers.
Yeah.
I love you all. Have an awesome
don't.
evening. Thank you
We
for joining us
don't.
at this new time slot. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.